What's going on, everybody? AyeMontie here with another All Your Energy short. We are here at the TLC camp. Who am I here with?
You are here with the homie Key.
The homie Key. What's going on, brother? So tell me a little bit about yourself, bro.
So I'm a producer.
Okay.
I record. I engineer here and there, but I've been making beats for about 7-8 years. I've been rapping for about 1.5.
What got you, like, what were you doing first?
Definitely making beats. I was making beats a while.
Word. Yeah, I started with the rapping first, and I ventured into making beats and engineering, and now I don't really make that much music, and I just do the engineering and producing.
Okay,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
cool.
So what do you prefer? Like, do you want to like be the artist, or do you want to be the producer?
So I'm kind of like still on the fence about it. Like I love recording and getting my personal message out as an artist, but at the same time as a producer and as a beat maker, I can like just make that canvas for somebody else or for multiple people.
Right.
And then at the same time from like the song's idea help cultivate it into a reality altogether.
Right.
So it's I think as a whole just an impact. I like being a producer more.
Yeah.
But it's just for therapeutic and like self-fulfillment. It's like and being an artist is cool.
I definitely can understand it. I feel like being the engineer and producer, we are therapists in a way, because so you do sessions with just like artists. You let them come and record and all that. You do that as well.
Sometimes
Have
I'll
you
make a beat for them.
have you had any sessions where they really just sat in the first 30 minutes to an hour and just talked and just kind of got a lot of shit off their chest? And cause I know I've had a few sessions like that.
No, yeah, sometimes it does turn into a therapy session. Sometimes,
You know what I mean?
sometimes they just out of nowhere start venting, and then it's like, all right, well, let's just put that in a song.
Let's
and
put
then,
that in the music. You
Yeah.
feel me? Yeah, I always let them just kind of talk, and then when I see, hey, we starting to get deep in your time, we might want to get to work. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand that. So tell me some struggles you faced as a producer through time.
So for me, cause it was like for a while I was just a kid that kept to himself with all of his beats and stuff. So it's just, like a lot of people face that you send out beats, you don't hear anything back, or like right now that I'm kind of dealing with is just how do I market myself and my product efficiently, but at the same time differently.
Right.
Like you got to make sure like not only is your audio quality could sound good in your car, in your speaker, in your headphones, but how does that translate to like social media or somebody else's?
Right.
And then you just got to think like just like, licensing, and then it's like you sent this beat to one person, now this other person wants to use it, but this other person recorded to it, it just didn't, it was in his vault.
Yeah.
So
are you more or less into the like beat leasing, like just putting your beats out for people to just lease the license to, or are you more of like you're going for the exclusive rights?
Honestly, I'm more so going for the exclusive just because it's like I can send out a beat to anybody, but to have that real personal experience, I'd rather somebody pull up and then I either play them a couple and then I touch it up there and cultivate it how they want it, or just make an idea from scratch.
Yeah, I feel like I like having the artist there. You know what I mean? I think it's a good experience for both of you to be able to kind of just build the beat together, build the record together, because I think as an engineer and producer, we're huge parts of the records.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? How do you feel about giving your artists like critiques and criticisms? Like, have you struggled with it? Or?
Absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Like whether I'm recording them engineering or they send the song back with the beat and everything.
Yeah.
Like, because at the end of the day, you want the artist to succeed. You want the best product possible. So
exactly.
If you got to let them know, yo, this ain't it, then for the sake of the greater good, you got to let them know. Like, don't just shut them down and be like, oh, this is trash, but give them, like, actually tell them, like, what they can do better to improve and stuff.
Right. What's some advice you would give to like some up and coming producers who maybe just got started and don't know too much?
Definitely keep loading up beats, keep loading up, and then just talk to people, meet people, whether you do it through DMs or actually going to events,
camps like this
and
one.
just like this one, actually just networking, talking to people, because
It's
like when it comes to music, the music industry, it's like retail. Like everybody's always gonna need a house. Like when it comes to music, everybody's gonna need a track or a beat or some kind of producer.
Exactly. So tell me a little bit about your process. Like, what is your process like for like just starting a beat? Like, what inspires you? Like, where do you go when you start?
So it really depends. Like overall, I'll just literally sit down and just click, just start playing with some keys, just trying to make something, because I don't necessarily like try to follow the hottest trends when it comes to beats. Like people like make like new jazz or whatever drill, blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Like I won't be like I want to make a drill beat. I want to make something, and as I'm making it, the ideal starts slowly forming.
Yep.
Unless I'm making a beat for someone specifically, they'll either send me something they want to sample, or they'll say, "Hey, I have this beat. I want something like it," and then
Right.
I'll just go from there.
Right. So, are you working on any projects right now?
Yes and no. Like I'm just kind of like getting my life together, and getting my like preparing like like my living situation transition.
Got
Like
you.
so, it's gonna benefit because like my actual recording spot will be just that much better.
Big facts.
So right now, cause like I have 3 projects I want to do. The first one is like just the solo project, just me as an artist.
Okay.
Another one is me as a producer and engineer, just having my friends and whoever else I meet along
Collaboration,
this. Yeah.
right. Mhm.
And then the third one is just bringing everybody together. Like I'm not even on some of the beats, or I'm not even on some of the songs at all. I just kind of orchestrated everything and
That's
brought
still
the people
production.
together.
That's still producer. That's a real production or a real
Yeah.
producer. You know what I mean? The person who orchestrates and brings all the elements together. You know what I mean? And make sure that the song gets made to the highest quality possible. You know what I mean? So I think that's dope, bro.
Yeah.
So tell me about a little bit about that personal project, like the one
personal
of your
so
artistry.
again, it's like I've been producing for 7 or 8 years, and now now that I got my own microphone and setup and everything,
Yeah.
I have the power to be an artist. So it's just
Absolutely.
like I'm kind of holding off on it, because like as an artist, like the way I articulated myself as an artist, as a producer, is totally different as like a recording artist. Like I'm telling vulnerable and personal stories about who I am. So that's what I'm really trying. Like I know who I am, but I'm trying to figure out how do I articulate it. Like how do I
Understood.
get my unique voice, and what like the difference between just rapping on what I like
Yeah.
versus what is for me.
Yeah.
Because like as a producer, I can make anything. I like anything, but
Right.
the way my voice is and everything else, what is for me, like what,
Yeah. 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 No, I definitely can understand that, bro. So, tell everybody where they can follow you, brother.
Oh, well, you can follow me on Instagram at the homie key. That's TheHomiekei, and I'll definitely follow back. We definitely gotta link up,
Big facts.
collab, work. I'm
Big
trying
facts.
to make
Any
it
last
happen.
words before we tap off?
Yeah, are you on the link?
Big facts. Are you on the link?
That's a good
I appreciate
question.
your time, bro.
All
I
right, thanks
appreciate
for
your
having
time.
me. This was cool.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, I also have a podcast station not too far from here, and I'd love to bring you on, man,
Oh,
and talk
for
to you
real?
further.
Yeah, bro, please,
what
let me know.
So I appreciate your time, bro. And until the next one, peace. What is going on, everybody? AyeMontie here with another All Your Energy short. We are still here at the TLC camp, and we're just here with another artist producer. Talk to me.
I'm a artist. I'm a songwriter.
Okay.
I do a little bit of producing here and there, but I
Okay.
wouldn't call myself a producer necessarily. I've been a radio show host, a podcast host,
Awesome.
Photographer, videographer. I've done most things at one point or another, but
Yeah.
mostly I'm an artist.
And what's your name?
Phil Foe
Phil.
is my artist name.
How
Phil.
long you been into it? How long you been?
I started in 2017, so this is a wrap on year 7 now.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said songwriting. So tell me about that experience for you.
Oh man, so I've been writing songs probably since 2016, but I didn't really start till like 2017.
Yeah.
When I was 15, 16.
Okay.
So I've been writing songs for years. I just put out my first official album.
Did you?
Yeah, Maestro. It's out everywhere. Maestro by Phil Foe. Go
Okay.
check it out.
What kind of music is it?
It's rap, but it's
Okay.
like, this project in particular, I felt like was very deep, or like had a lot
Okay.
of meaning to it. So,
Okay.
I've done a lot of projects that are all kind of over the place. So,
Okay.
and we're working on some new stuff right now that's even way different. So, I try not to stay too tight to one sound or anything.
I can understand that. So do you work with like a team or?
Oh, for sure. So I over the years, of course, meeting people. One of my good friends and DJs, DJ Nightcrawler, my audio engineer Chris Forte, out in Richmond.
Okay.
I work with my friend Eric a lot of times. He's got a media company called Caloris Media.
Okay.
And he does a lot of my videos.
Word.
So, yeah, there's more people too, but those are my main,
just some of the bass people. So you've shot a few music videos.
Oh yeah.
You've been on both sides of the camera, or?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah. I just shot one the other day for my friend V. Hopefully, I can talk about that. It's
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
It's pre-recorded, so if you can't just let me know.
We'll be fine. But yeah, no, I shot one the other day. I've done another one before that I'm really excited about. Still hasn't come out, but
okay.
Yeah.
And you've shot you've had music videos shot for your own music as well.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we were putting the next one out pretty soon.
Okay.
I just filmed another little thing the other day.
Got you.
For something else that's coming out soon. So,
what do you like better? Do you like being in front or behind the camera? The camera. Pause.
I think it depends. I think I don't know. I like making the video, like coming up with the concepts, like especially for music videos. Like I feel like what I really do for a video is like I have the idea and I kind of draw out scenes and stuff. So for me, that's really my role, whether or not I have to be on or off the camera. For that is
you like having all parts.
Yeah.
Like all parts. Yeah, that's important. Especially in your own music. You know what I mean? Have you tapped into like beat making and all that yet, or?
I did for a little bit in like 2021, 2020, 2021.
Okay.
I had a beat making phase for sure, and I decided though to focus more on the songwriting.
Okay.
You know, I had some good beats.
Okay.
Some good. I had a lot of beats. A couple of them were good.
Right.
But I was just like, for me, like I was putting a lot of time into making beats to get better. But I was like, like it's really the music, like my songwriting, my like abilities that matter the most to me.
Right.
So that's what I'm gonna lock in on.
So like for songwriting, is your goal to songwrite for other people?
I've been doing that recently, and it's paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But I guess I would say I like songwriting. There's pros and cons to both, but I guess I like songwriting for me the most. But there's another layer of freedom that comes with writing for someone else.
Yeah.
Where it's like I could say anything, or like with my music, I feel like it's very much about me and my life. So in a way, it's a little like confined to that, but there's like a whole other layer that isn't.
Do you
there.
find it challenging at times to write for somebody else?
A little bit,
because it's not you. It's like you have to keep this person in mind. So I feel like knowing their music's probably pretty important, right? And knowing who they are.
Yeah, knowing their music and also knowing what they want is actually something that's very important in songwriting for someone else. Like if they have a clear vision, like that's a whole other aspect of it where it's like, this is what I like. I made what I feel is a great song. But then if you're making it for someone with a specific goal in mind, it's like you have to now tailor it even further than what you like to specifically what they like.
Yeah.
So that's a little tricky on that end of it.
Yeah. So for me, like, because I'm pretty bad at songwriting. Like I can write them, but it just takes me a while because I make my own music as well. But like I mainly produce, make beats, engineer, and all that stuff. And then podcasting, of course. What are some of your ways to get past writer's block when you get stuck?
The best advice I could give for writing a song, or specifically, is like focus. I feel like especially with rap, like. Focus on what you're trying to say or what you want to say. Just start there. What do you want to say? And then when coming up with start there, then the next line, like, what do you want to say next? And I feel like that sounds kind of simple, but I think people get kind of caught up sometimes in like the rhyme scheme side of it. So I think to get through writer's block, I think like in your mind have like a clear intention of what you want to say,
Right.
and go from there, because that gives you a guiding light and a guiding point. You're not just, what do I talk about next? Like,
Yeah.
and some songs are very much like that, and they're all over the place. I've got a lot of those, but like, I feel like when I know what I'm gonna talk about, or like when I'm lost for what's next, it's like, what do I want to say next?
Yeah. What are some of your like major inspirations on writing music? Because I know you said a lot of it is life based. So it's like, are you like a sad songwriter, or are you more of a happy songwriter? Where
I think I used to be. I think it depends. Like when I first started making music, I was like kind of depressed. Like it was like the high school depression.
I get it.
Yeah. So like it started there.
Yeah.
And then I felt like for a moment there I was like kind of sad. So then I had to like figure out how to make music from other emotions.
Right.
Outside of that, and I feel like now I can make it from anywhere on like the emotional spectrum. So,
Yeah.
I definitely have sad songs for sure. I don't shy away from that, but I try to do more than just that.
Right. Yeah, you got to be versatile, especially with the mood of your music. Not just the type of music you're doing, but also the mood is important. Because, you have like a lot of people who look at somebody like a Rod Wave and they're just like, oh, that's just sad music all the time and this, that, and the other. And then it kind of puts you into that category. And you never want to be in a singular category. You want to be able to be in multiple categories. If he can,
unless you're really good at one thing.
Yeah.
Don't always,
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to have lovers and haters either way, you know what I mean? So, in your experience, like, what has been the toughest part about just making music as a whole for you? And what has been the toughest part of maintaining your love and compassion for the music?
I think over time, because, like, I watched YouTube videos and stuff for sure, but I didn't, like, starting off the first few years, like, I didn't have any type of mentor or really anyone to look up to.
Right.
So, like, it was really just looking at what the people around me were doing. So I think over time, like, getting into the right rooms with people, definitely, once you're around those people, if that's still your method, like, then you just keep going up. So that's one thing, but what was the question again? no, like, how did you...
Like, it was pretty much like, what are some of the challenges as like, overall maintaining your love and compassion for the music that you make,
I think my process changed a lot. And because that's what I was trying to say. There was no guiding light in how to do my process. It was all, like, trial by fire. So I think now, like, maintaining my love of music is a very much of a relationship of, like, I don't worry about it. Like, I don't like hold on to it. Like, I went through phases of, like, writer's block where it was like, oh, like, I can't write anymore. Like, I'm lost. Like, I don't know. Like, and that always passed. Like, it always came back to me at a certain point, but it was always like after I've experienced more things. So I have more faith in myself now. If I have a day where it's like, I go in the studio and I don't have anything to say at that moment. Like, that's not a bad thing. I have faith in myself. Like, it comes back, and it always does.
Yeah.
So now I'm at a point where that's how my process is. And I was actually talking about this with my engineer the other day. He was like, you should be on a schedule. Like, you should, like, because we were talking about something else. He was like, well, like, maybe you should set a goal, like, every month, have, like, a certain number of songs. Like, that doesn't work for me, like, in my process, because then it becomes like a homework assignment. What works for me that I've learned is, like, I try to every day, almost as much as I can, like, put myself in a position to make music.
Right.
I might be rambling. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
No. I definitely can understand what you're saying, because especially putting yourself into a position where you can constantly do it. It's definitely important. Because I know for me, sometimes I'll have just sprouts, because I have a home studio and I have just multiple studios that I work out of and all that. And it's always important to just have it around me at all times, because, like, I'll go through sprouts where I'm like, just not feeling it, not feeling anything. But if it's always around me, it's just habit now to just be in the studio, and if I'm bored, it's just habit now to work on a beat or, find some new plug-in or whatever the case is, So for the last thing I got for you, do you have any advice you want to give to any up-and-coming songwriters, producers, artists?
Keep going, network, focus on your thing, your craft. The most successful people seem to just go at it 100%. That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, then do that. Go 100%.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time, man. Tell everybody where to find you.
Yeah, my name's Phil Fo, Philfo. You can find me everywhere: Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music. I'm on Pandora, I'm Deezer, all of them. SoundCloud. We're definitely
Yes,
on
sir.
SoundCloud. But yeah, check out Maestro. My album I dropped July 19th.
Okay.
We got new music on the way. I'm very excited for all of it. Calamari and Squid. Great stuff, man.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate your time,
I
man.
appreciate you too, man. Thank you.
Hey, man. Until the next one, peace. Who am I here with today? AC3. I already know, man. Bro, first things first, I'm digging the style, bro. And the hair, I don't know why, but it's fitting the fuck out of you, bro. Like, pause. Big pause and all this, bro. But I'm fucking with the style, bro. Like, it's fitting you, man. You looking like a superstar over there, my brother.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying? How you been, bro?
I've been well.
What you been on, man?
I've been well. How about you?
I've been chilling, bro. Just improving every day. You feel me? You know, progressing and improving. What you been on, bro? What you been doing?
Just producing some brand new tracks and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, since the last stuff I dropped, you actually engineered.
Engineering a
some
few things for
stuff.
you,
Yeah,
yes,
which is
sir.
pretty cool.
Some good little. You know what I'm saying? How's it all been going though? Like, what have you been doing shows? What you been doing? Bro?
Like I did Bloomfest recently.
Okay.
I've been going to Suffolk a lot lately.
Okay.
Over there and helping them expand their brand as well as mine. You know, networking with people.
Okay.
I plan on doing some out of state stuff really soon. Going down to Atlanta. I missed my favorite time of the year to go down there, but it's okay.
What happened?
I'll
What'd
be
you
down
miss?
there next year.
What'd you miss?
So it's like a it's like a big thing they do every year. Why am I forgetting the name of it?
It's like a big event, or is like a big event?
So they have damn, I can't remember the name of it right now, but they have like these big events down in New Orleans every year.
Right.
And I was happy to be a part of it last
Yeah.
year. And so I wanted to go back, and then they was like, "Oh yeah, it's too late." I was like, "Damn." So next year, it'd be good.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you keep that in your mind and then you execute next year, shit, bro, it's all
Essence
good. You feel
Festival.
me? Essence Festival. I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay. I've been hearing that. Yeah, I've been hearing about it.
I had a moment.
Yeah, man. So talk to me about some of the music. You said you've been working on some new shit, man.
Yes. So I've been producing some tracks. Of course, I've always stuck in my electronic world. I like my Caribbean feeling as well, which was the recent stuff that I did. But just going back to that general feeling of like what's inside,
Yeah.
what's inside of your heart. I want to be able to project that to the world and
Right.
give off that light. So some real upbeat type hip hop, electronic type beats, which I've been working on lately, with a little melody to it as well. So.
Yeah. What are the records about? Like what?
Just the stories of my life actually. Coming from Virginia actually, so they kind of touch bases with my hometown in King and Queen County, Richmond 804 area, and I just want to like bring it to light. It's not really much traffic out there.
Yeah, up in Richmond area.
Yeah, it's past Richmond.
Got you. Okay.
So, yeah, near Tappahannock. Most people
Oh, okay.
know.
Okay.
Chris Brown, as soon as I say that,
Yep. Yeah. One of my homeboys was living up there, man, for quite a while.
Yeah.
So you say you've been doing a lot of stuff out in Suffolk. Tell me a little bit about
Suffolk,
that, man.
So they it's a couple lounges out there, and I see what they've been trying to do. They've been doing some open mics and just filling up the rooms in some of those places out there because Suffolk isn't like it's like wow, let's go to Suffolk.
Yeah.
And I met a couple producers out there as well. They just want to build with me, and then
Yeah.
from there, man, I've been taking trips to Suffolk, man.
Hey, man, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So you've been able to. So these new records that you've been working on, have they been produced by these new people that you've been?
No, but actually, I've been sending it to them because I want to do more features.
Okay.
And so I've been sending it to them, and they're like, "Yo, I'm gonna work on this and take my time with it," and I'm like, "Let's do this."
Right.
Yeah.
So what are some of your goals for the remainder of the year going into next year?
remainder of the year going into next year, I want to be able to produce more features. Actually, I want to actually aim for more placements as well, heading into like TV commercials.
Yep.
You know, all those things like that, like
Sync
man, you got,
licensing
like,
and all that, man.
Yeah,
I
like the wrestling thing. I think that's like a big thing. Congratulations.
Thank
on
you.
That,
I
by the
appreciate
way.
that. I appreciate that.
So yeah, more placements. After meeting Nuzo, that really inspired me.
Yeah.
So that really.
Yeah, I know for me, that's the field that I'm going for too, is the placements, sync licensing, all that. To me, I just like the behind the scenes work. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I like to make the music and all that, but trying to be a big superstar and all that, so I like that. I like that route. You know, the sync licensing, get your music on television and movies and all that. Because if you think about it, it's leaving a permanent impact once you have a placement on, say, a movie. Even if the movie sucks, it's printed on that movie forever. You know what I mean? So I think that's a really cool thing to have, opposed to just having just records out, which are, you know, printed records that you can always hear the audio. It'd still just be cool to just, you know, you're watching a movie, oh, look at my songs playing. You know what I mean? So what are some of the struggles you've been facing, man? Like,
some of the struggles actually earlier this year, like, you know, just dealing with a lot of like family issues and stuff like that. That's a personal life. But like being able to navigate through that and then back into my music life has been like a challenge, but like it actually fueled it. Yeah. If anything. So that and, you know, just the everyday grind is a challenge on its own. So, you know, whether you're a big time artist or you're somewhere where we are, you know, and you're learning and, you know, you just want to kind of like be able to push through all of these different loopholes. With all these political things going on in the world, we're going to keep making music because we don't give a fuck. We're going to do this thing.
Yeah, so absolutely.
That's really the only problem I have.
Yeah. I mean, for me, you know, music is just a stress relief. It's just always something to just help me, you know, just get away and just kind of escape from reality for a little bit. You know what I mean? How has music really affected you as a person and as an individual since beginning to make music until now? Like, how has that changed you as a person?
Growth.
You know?
Growth. It's helped elevated my mind over time. It's helped me to tell my story. Yeah. As my story becomes more mature and more, I'm more adamant about what I say. I'm more intentional about what I say. I'm more mindful about what I say now. Right. So like, you know, just seeing that growth from the beginning to now, I'm starting to see like, wow, like I'm really on this shit. Like I'm more serious. I'm about my brand, you know?
Yeah. So how important is that for anybody watching? How important is your brand exposure to the world and like your brand being pretty much who and what you are? How important is that to everything that you have going on?
Just in alignment, you know, actually finding that true self within yourself is important. So like just having that brand that represents who you are. Like, for example, like I like everybody knows I'm always posting this alien emoji. I like aliens and like I always felt like the alien. Yeah. So I felt like that's a part of my brand because I always alienate myself within, you know, music. I always, And so like that's relatable to me.
Yeah. It means a lot. Just being that kind of outcast type of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely can understand that, man. Yeah. So what are like reaching out? You say you wanted to do some features. You know, what are your goals with that? Like, are you trying to get onto some other people's like styles of music? You know, are you trying to hop onto other people's records, or do you want people to hop onto your records, or
both?
A little bit of both.
I feel like that's a balance, being able to be on other people's records and other people be on yours, because then you get to kind of learn something along the way. Like, wow, like I didn't know I can do this on this record. Right. And then for them as well, they like, oh, wow, this would be great to do something with AC3. I can show them something new, you know, versus like just be the learner. But, you know, it's just vice versa. It's a vice versa thing. So, yeah, being able to be on both sides of it is important to me.
Yeah, I know for me, sorry, I saw that and got distracted. Hello, guys. Hello, everybody. I totally lost my train of thought. So I want to talk a little bit about the music scene in Virginia, right? We've been out here for a while. What is your experience in the performance scene, just being out here in the music scene? What has your experience been like?
What is my experience like?
Yeah, like has it been good, bad, or
here? It's not been so much of a battle or a struggle, but just understanding where we are as a culture here in Virginia is an important thing, knowing that there are like avenues of development that need to be done in order to reach certain goals.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we are growing. We're still not 100% to a degree where we're like, wow, like, oh my gosh, but we're really reaching like this placement where artists are starting to see like, wow, I really should get more serious about this. I really should start do more copyright and licensing and things like that. It makes people get more serious. And also, I feel like also if you're somewhere like LA or Atlanta, which these are places that I've been, you know, it's a lot of distractions. So be here in Virginia, it's like depending on where you are, it's a practice playing field for a lot of these big places.
Yeah. Do you feel like a lot of people are just uneducated as far as the business goes? 'Cause that's what I feel like it is.
I do. I feel like people, like, even though, like, you know, like right now it's hard to listen to some of the music these days.
Yeah.
And I feel like people can tend to be misguided by other people that they think they know what they're talking about. And so that's the reason why we're misled right now. So, like, I feel like there should be more people to give them knowledge about what it is that they need to do instead of do the total opposite.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this now. AI has become a very big factor into just life. What are your thoughts on it?
AI, I feel like AI can be a little helpful here and there. I think, like, especially people that have, like, writer's block and stuff like that, they need to know more words. And that's, technology's been around for a while. But when you're talking about, like, vocals and stuff like that, now that's a whole different animal. Like, you want to throw that on a track or you want to replace the AI instead of us, now, like, you got me fucked up. Like, so.
Yeah, see, because I feel like AI is helpful, but it can be, like, overwhelming to the point where, like, you're having AI voice-generated songs being made of Drake and shit like that. You know, it's like stuff like that I think can be pretty dangerous. I think for a brand, though, and for a business, and for the business side of the music, AI can be very, very effective. As far as, like, so for me, I use, video editors, like AI video editors, and, AI, like, to chatbots to make, like, contracts for me. You know, stuff like that I don't want to do by myself. Or I don't, you know what I mean? Or a lot of times you would have to, like, pay for some type of template or whatever, to where now it's just you pay like $6 for an AI chatbot and you can have it type up contracts for you, specified to whatever, you know. As far as the creation goes, I like to make a lot of art for my beats and stuff, you know, beat videos and all that type of stuff, cover arts. AI for that is getting A1, man. I got to tell you, you know, flyers, business cards, you want to have anything, you know. The art generation for AI, I think, is really dope. I think that the music side of it, I think for the lyric generation, I think it's helpful, but I wouldn't let it overtake my writing, you know. And I think that's a big fear, is that it might overtake just writing completely, you know, for a lot of artists. And I feel like some artists are just going to be like, write me this song, and it's
right. Chat GPT me this song, please.
You
and
know,
there's no heart to it. Like, we have heart.
Yeah.
That computer doesn't have heart.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope it stays that way. I hope we stay with AI not having emotion, because I don't want to see that. But so I'm not gonna take too much more of your time, man. So give me, like, any last advice you would want to give to any up and coming artists or anything.
My advice to all these artists out here that are up and coming, focus on your goals and focus on, like, be more intentional with your craft, and cut out these extra distractions that you have around. Like all this extra partying and drinking and stuff. Yeah, life is good to have fun and stuff like that. But then, like, if you're trying to be serious and you want to invest into your craft, stop complaining about, like, you can't afford this and afford that, and you go and spend it on some dumb shit next week. Invest in the craft, because this is what you really want to do, right?
Yeah.
And then also, like, take some time to study some of the artists that came before you, so you can be a better artist yourself.
Absolutely. No, I agree 100%, man. And just remember where the roots came from, man. You know what I mean? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Stop hating on people so much, too. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Let's love each other a little bit. You feel me? Like, let's support. You feel me? Tell everybody where to find you, bro.
So you guys can follow me on Instagram at AC32085 all together. That's all the other platforms as well. And also follow ac3music.com is my website.
All right, man. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk with us, man. And hopefully we can get you back on the podcast pretty soon, man.
Let's
Have
do
some
it,
more
man.
conversations. You feel me?
Let's get it, man.
Yes, sir. All right. Until the next one. Peace. What's going on, everybody? AyeMontie, and we are back here at the TLC camp. Who we here with now, man?
Astro Killer.
Astro
from
Killer,
Memphis,
bro.
Tennessee, yo.
How you
Yes, sir.
feeling, bro? How you doing today, brother?
Feel good, man.
All right.
I'm kind of fried, so yeah. But I'm feeling good, man. It's a real good like experience.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
yeah.
We were just talking about that, man. I think the whole vibe of the place is really cool. You get just a big old house and just turn it into a music
Feel me?
creation
Like, this
station
is
type of
tough.
shit. You know what I'm saying? I definitely vibe with it. It's
Yeah.
definitely a cool vibe, man. So let's talk a little bit about you, bro. You know, so what do you do?
I'm a musician. I'm a artist, producer, engineer, DJ.
Okay.
I
bit of everything.
make beats. I'm also like I'm like a creative like designer of some sorts.
Okay.
Like and I be like setting up shows like with artists that's like similar minded and got like similar like sounds and shit.
Right.
Oh, excuse my French.
No, you good, bro. It's all good, brother.
Okay, bet. And then yeah, I'm a producer. Like I go into that shit like I know music like in and out. I'm a student of music, yo.
Right.
Like I listen to that shit all the time. Like old music, new music, like
What do you
70s
prefer?
shit. Okay, what do I prefer? I think old music is better, but new music is like better to fit the average person's ear. So that's why everybody
Think it's-
like the same type of song nowadays.
I think it's just like the younger generation of what the younger generation is starting to like to hear, you know? Because I
Yeah,
know back in
bro.
the day, like the music I still listen to now is like early 2000s type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Because retro shit is like everywhere, bro.
You know, and it just, I don't know, for me, you know, nowadays a lot of music is just like Sexy Red. I can't get jiggy with it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not good music
ain't
to
gonna
me.
lie.
And it's not me hating on Sexy Red. It's just me saying that this is simply not good music. And
Yeah, it's
I don't know why people are.
It's not, bro.
You feel me? Yeah.
I kind of feel iffy on that kind of like subject because like Two Live Crew was doing this and y'all niggas ain't had it wrong with that, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. I guess it's just like the female side that's getting out now, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think what it is, bro, is a lot of people, it's like females are just now doing and saying a lot of things males have been doing for a while. And a lot of dudes just can't handle it, bro. That's what I really like.
Yeah, bro.
Because, I mean, I'm one of the, I don't want to say haters, but like one of those people who are just like, all right, come on. I'm tired of seeing the ass shaking and all that stuff, you know. I'm tired of seeing all that, man. So you can call me a hater if you want, but it's just like, to me, it's like, man.
I guess it's just a part of what rap culture is nowadays, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't call it sad, but it's like distracting, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Like it's certain times in hip hop, like the culture used to be like Afrocentric and like based on the black experience,
Right.
And then even out to the experiences of others, bro. Like around the world, like Latin culture, French culture, like,
Yeah.
all that shit, bro. And I don't know, bro. Like some elements are like lost, but at the same time, it's a culture, bro. And it's like I don't want to call it like a negative like culture because on the boys side, it's like all the guns, all the violence, like all that type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, bro.
And
It's
on
like
the girl's side, it's all just shaking ass.
yeah,
and-
the shaking ass, the yeah.
I mean, but on the
African
men's
man.
side, though, it was a lot of just like fucking that bitch and,
Yeah.
you know, clapping cheeks and not cheating on it. You know, it was a lot of talk like that from men for a long time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think just now, music, now females are just, you know, fuck that. I'm going to say
Yeah.
the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we doing
that
the same
same shit,
shit.
bro.
And
They
now
don't give a
motherfuckers just
fuck,
can't
bro.
handle it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
So
telling
tell me about, like, what's your favorite thing out of all the things that you do? What's your favorite?
My favorite is probably I can't choose between being a producer and an artist because I ain't gonna lie, being a producer, like getting all them sounds and like just messing them together. Bro.
I know it.
And like listening to music is like the greatest experience like of your life, bro.
Yep.
And like I don't know, just listening to different sounds, like how people record different shit.
Yeah.
Like how people like make different songs, like different ways.
And like their
and shit.
methods and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like yeah, bro, how they create and shit. So
Yeah.
yeah, bro.
I know for me, I love producing and engineering equally hand in hand, bro. I love doing them both equally, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like was the hardest thing for you to learn?
Engineering.
Yeah.
For sure.
What made it so difficult for you?
Cause producing, like I've been playing drums since I was 2, so
Okay.
that shit is easy. Oh yeah, and like, actually no, knowing melodies and like chord changes and shit like that. That shit always just been in my blood, I guess.
Yeah. Were you like a band kid?
A band kid? I wasn't. Yeah, kinda.
I mean, nothing wrong with it, you know.
No, I'm trying to like think if I was like a band kid. I was.
Well, like,
I
were
was
you in
kinda
the
a
band, like school bands or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yes, because I was in middle school jazz band, high school jazz band.
There we go.
American music ensemble. So yeah.
Right. So you already had that musical background growing up. You were in the different experiences of learning how to make music and
Yeah, bro. Cause when I first started playing drums for real, yeah, I played rock at first, but my middle school like band teacher introduced me to jazz. So that was like my first like mastery of like drumming for.
Right.
And then
okay.
I went to rock, and then I went
Right.
to pop, rap, reggae,
Right.
fucking soul, like funk, all that shit. Like,
Yeah. And what's like your favorite like music, like genre of music to work on?
Yo, I hate when niggas ask me that question because I got so many different ones.
Yeah.
But all in all, it comes down to rap.
Yeah.
Like, I love rapping over any type of instrumental for, like, if it come to 80s synth pop, if it come to reggae, if it come to fucking...
You just put some bars over that shit.
Yeah, like the rage shit that be going on. Like, and spitting bars, yo. Like, I got a song called Theories, bro. It's just, like, about everything that's, like, going on in my mind, bro. And I just laid that shit out. Like over this boom bap instrumental, like to keep that old school bounce and flow and shit.
Yeah. Music's a feeling and it's an emotion, you know.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you make music? Like what kind of mindset are you in when you're making your best music? Like, are you more into like when you're in your feelings, do you make the best music, or like when you're happy or when you're angry? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what emotions really bring the best out of you?
Oh, my best music is probably like just a simple reflection on like what's going on in my life, like what I've been doing. Like sometimes I just set the mic up and like punch in every bar.
Yep.
Because it's like just shit just going through my mind, just shit.
Oh,
that I'm
yeah.
thinking of. I would have to say some of my best songs came from when I was angry. Cause when I'm mad, bro, I be screaming, yo. And then that's like I put that shit on my ad lib.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and then like layer my vocals
Yeah.
and like screaming on shit. Like,
That's how you can like release some of that anger and
bro,
shit,
that
man.
should be crazy.
Absolutely,
like, music
bro.
is my therapy, yo. I wouldn't. There's nothing else in the world that I'm interested in besides making music, producing music.
Right.
Like
How much do you feel like the music has changed you as a person since beginning?
Shit. Changed me? Shit, it ain't changed me because it's always been there, bro. Like,
Very true.
Like,
Very true.
Since I was 2, bro, like playing drums on an oatmeal box, bro. Like that's how I learned like rhythm and shit.
So music's pretty much just been your life in a way, you know.
My dad used to play saxophone in high school. He told me that shit.
Facts.
And then my mama was like singing in church choir and shit.
Right.
So yeah, that shit just with me, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I feel that. Yeah, because for me it was weird because like my grandfather, he was a drummer like way back in the day.
Yeah.
And he was playing in New York City. He was playing at a lot of like the jazz bars and clubs and all that stuff. And when like people like Frank Sinatra started making their starts, he was drumming for like him as he was at his
so
start and
tough,
stuff.
yeah.
I just recently learned this too, bro. I did not know that he was drumming for people like that.
That's so
like
tough,
before
bro.
they got like super famous and all that, like at their starts, you know, and all that. And so learning that, like, because my mom and dad, they have like no musical talents. Like my dad is super into music, all different types of, you know, classic hip hop and salsa and all that type of stuff. But like they didn't have any musical talent, so it's like it skipped their generation, came right to me. I feel like I got all of my musical talents from my grandfather. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's cool, bro. Because now I feel like I never really was able to meet him because I was so young when he died. Right. But like I feel like that's really how I'm able to connect with him. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of connections, like how do you feel like the music is connected to you as far as like how it makes you, how do I say, like how it makes you evaluate your life? You know, like when you're making a song, have you ever made a song that kind of made you just evaluate your life in a different aspect, you know, like have you ever had that experience when making a song just made you
I'll
like
tell you what, when I was at Temple, I used to take this philosophy class.
right.
Bro, I'm telling you, what do you call it? Like, I guess theories, but like them, um, I can't think of another word for it. But like apply them to like natural life and like how you go
All
about
those
and
lessons
how you
and all that.
interact
Yeah.
with people,
Yeah.
how you talk to people.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit was like when I made music, yo, it was like looking at life from a whole different like perspective, yo.
Yeah.
Like how do other people look at me? What's my perception? Like what's
Right.
my purpose?
Right.
Like all that type of shit, bro.
Right.
So,
What's
yeah.
your major goal? Like, what's your goal with the music? Do you want to?
What's my goal?
Yeah. Are you trying to be like in the limelight? You trying to go like
I want
sinking?
people- I want people like 20 years from now to look at my music and be like, that's the greatest like person to ever like do this shit. Like he influenced me the most. Like look at the shit he went through. Like I feel like I could do that shit too. I feel like I could apply that to my life. I want people to look at me like that, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to take too much of your time, but what is some advice you would give to some other creatives that you feel like you wish you had at the start?
Okay, for insight, the start was like 10 years ago, bro.
Okay.
I'm 21 years old, bro.
Okay.
So, shit that I would want someone to tell me at 11, bro. I mean, nowadays, I would give you the advice on videos. Like, music is just music
Yeah.
to most people, but music with a visual, music with a history, music with a background, like music with something that people can connect to, bro.
Right.
Because if you just talking about some bullshit, but got a video with it, niggas
Right.
are still gonna fuck with it.
Right.
But if you just talking bullshit just to talk bullshit, like at the end of the day, like you hurting everybody, even yourself. You wasting your goddamn time, bro. So,
No doubt.
yeah, bro. Like content is everything.
And then what do you got working on? What are you working on right now?
Okay, right now I'm working on this EP. It's got like 5 songs on it.
Okay.
I call it Astro Come Back to Earth
Okay.
because I ain't gonna lie. I looked at my discography from like a outside view, and like all my shit is like in chronological order, like with my life. Like my character is Astro.
Got you. Okay. I like it.
So like I got Space Boy, I got Rocket Man, I got Gleamer, I Kill Astro. That's like this shit where I'm like, yo, fuck this shit. Like everything's falling. Like, and then I take off, and then it's Astro Come Back to Earth. Like everybody asking me like where I'm at, why I moved up here, cause I was in Philly. So like why I moved up here, and what's my purpose? Like where's my head at? And yeah, I'm gonna let niggas know, bruh. And then give y'all a little bit of shit to dance to along the way, bruh. A little bit of shit to like.
Do you have a
catch
release
the
date
vibe.
or?
Hell no, not right now. But we working on. I'm trying to shoot for November because that's my birth month.
Got you.
But I don't know. I want to drop it sooner. I'm still waiting on some verses or a verse.
I know how that can be.
Waiting on like background shit.
I know how collabs can be.
Yeah.
Waiting game.
Yeah.
Nah, I definitely
For
get it.
sure.
So tell everybody where to find you, bro.
Yeah, on Instagram at astro.kxlla. I'm on TikTok. I post sometimes. Like, yo, some of the TikToks I got is funny, but I don't know. That should be random shit I be doing.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube at Astro Killer. So ASTROKXLLA. Yeah, anytime I post a song, I post it on there. I'm gonna start doing Clouds Only cook-ups. Clouds Only cook-ups. It's just when I'm in the studio with my group, I call it Clouds Only. I started officially like a month ago probably.
Okay.
But it's been in the develop for like over a year.
So it's just gonna be filming like your process of making music
the process, like behind the scenes shit.
Yeah.
But like you know, making music with like different artists and stuff.
Are you gonna
like,
stream it
collaborate and
live, or are
shit.
you just gonna record it and then put videos out?
Okay, so my first idea was to do like 55-second videos, like just to give people a little peek, cause niggas don't want to nowadays. Like niggas' attention span is low, bruh. Like, and you just gotta say it is what it is.
Very true.
So,
A lot of
like-
people also like to watch streams though.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and I think, because I know for a while I started streaming my sessions, like ones who would allow it, of course, like, because not everybody wanted their session stream. But, you know, if you're just like streaming a creative process for a session, a lot of crazy things happen in these sessions that we don't realize are could be either a viral moment or just like something that's very impactful to a lot of people. Like, because I know I had a session and bro started having he had this whole 5-minute inspirational speech to his crew. And when I went back and watched it, was like, damn, that shit hit me way different than when they were talking that night type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like you don't even realize sometimes. So it's just something to think about. You know
I probably
what I'm saying?
wouldn't live stream. I'll probably like either podcast or just record my
There you
sessions.
go. There you go.
And then like upload clips and shit.
Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't live stream though. That's like too much pressure for me.
Nah, I definitely can feel that.
Props to niggas who can do that shit.
Yeah. Nah, I definitely can understand that shit. But I appreciate your time, brother.
Yep, no
you know what I'm
problem,
saying?
man.
Until next
you.
time, man. Well, until the next one. See you in a bit. Appreciate it. We are back here with another TLC camp interview. All Your Energy Short. Who are we here with now?
Terrence Blow from Extra Pulse.
What's going on, brother?
Blessed and highly favored. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man. I'm enjoying my time here. Honestly, this has been a really good experience so far. I've been
Let's go.
really enjoying it. It's a really good vibe. I like the space that we're in. It's a cool, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a classic feel of it, man. I feel like
It is an energy in the space.
you know,
The Link Creative, we've collaborated. Extra Pulp has collaborated with the Link Creative. They asked us to come down here to start bringing some health and wellness energy.
okay,
Our company is stationed in Washington, D.C.,
okay,
and we've played a major role in D.C. of helping young artists and entrepreneurs
okay.
galvanize the foundation of their business and set themselves up for success.
I like it.
So to be able to be down here in the Portsmouth area of Virginia, it just gives me a unique opportunity to observe so many talented people
Right.
in the 757 Tidewater, Virginia Beach, extended Norfolk area.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm amazed.
Yeah.
So like that energy that you're speaking to, I think it's, number one, we're in this beautiful residence in Portsmouth,
Absolutely.
Virginia.
Absolutely.
But then also the beautiful people who have shown up here have brought an extremely intentional energy.
Yeah.
And that has been it's been transcendent.
Yeah. I honestly, my experience just with the link so far has just been a lot of genuine music creators and just music lovers, you know, and I like those vibes, man. It's always good vibes. So you're coming from the outside kind of looking in, right? A lot of people in Virginia feel like Virginia is just a slouch state as far as there's no support, there's no this and that, and there's so many issues. What is your experience and what is your outlook on that?
There is so much talent,
Yeah.
but whenever you have it, so for instance, DC, I'm a born and raised Washingtonian.
Okay.
And DC is a small city.
Right.
So with DC being a small city, you have so many artists in a very centralized area.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to the opportunities, you know, you have the top 5% of artists who get the best opportunities within that local region.
Okay.
But then there are secondary and tertiary artists within the same market who also are similarly skilled, talented, and tenured that need other opportunities.
Okay.
They need other foundations of their entrepreneurship. They need other things added to the foundation of their entrepreneurship to set them up to be successful.
Right.
One thing that my company does, we explore what it is to brand an artist, be it a music artist, be it a graphic designer, be it a painter, muralist, hip rapper, vocalist, so on and so forth. What does it take to brand that person in their own likeness and image? And then how do we disseminate that brand, likeness, and image to their target audience?
Okay.
So we're in the business of constructing lighthouses, not superstars or
Definitely
not,
understood that.
lifestyle ambassadors, so to speak.
Right.
So it's
right.
like, how do you cultivate a lifestyle with it being personal, then you can become a lighthouse, and then you can just say, hey, I'm over here, I like this, this is what I do.
Respect.
Why don't you come join me?
Respect. Yeah.
Because I think every single person walking the planet has the capacity to be a rock star.
Yeah.
Who's really going to tap into it and do everything that's necessary to manifest that dream?
Right, right. And I can definitely understand that. I feel like a lot of artists, they don't understand that aspect of the business, because it sounds like you're not looking for the pizzazz. You're looking for the, I have the talent, I want to put you into the opportunities that you can earn for yourself, as far as by your talent, not for your looks or not for anything else like that. Because I feel like right now the music industry as a whole is in a flux of talent doesn't matter anymore.
Well,
Do you find truth to that?
I do find that there is an attempt to minimize the value of talent.
Okay.
So if you're able to minimize the value of talent, you're able to then get to IP at a discounted rate. So when you think about
Understood. Okay.
Having artists think more so about
They're doggy.
having artists think more so about themselves as brands.
Right.
So you're not just a musician.
Right.
You're someone who is galvanizing charismatic support off of your interest and the things you've invested time and effort into.
Yeah.
So you deserve equity in the IP
Yeah.
you create from the effort that you've invested into your career. The actual music industry's primary goal is to capture as much of that equity as they possibly can while giving you the opportunity to execute. So we're kind of over mentored as a community of brown people in the United States of America. We're over mentored and we're under monetized.
Okay.
So one thing that I think can be done to help have artists more success is business strategy.
Okay.
Let's say, case in point, in DC, I'm a career bartender.
Okay.
I spent 20 years behind the bar.
All right.
So one thing I do in my agency with Extra Pulp, whenever we're working with young artists who have interest in being in the art community for an extended period of time, I tell them that, look, I know videographers that make more money than actors. There are secondary and tertiary careers in the artistic disciplines that take time to galvanize the skill set. They take time to gather the skill set, rather. So why not invest in the time game, not the influencer game?
Yes.
If you invest in the tenure game, not only will you have a skill set, you will also have access to the industry to which you can become an influencer in at any moment.
Absolutely.
But how can you maintain proximity to the industry without talent?
Exactly. And that's taking multiple different avenues within this industry. Because like if you're gonna be a rapper, you may as well learn how to make beats. You may as well learn how to record.
Art school.
Absolutely.
Even if not for the fact of learning how to be an artist.
Yeah.
Like a painter or a graphic designer.
Right.
It's just learning the discipline necessary to talk to a painter or a graphic designer.
Got you.
Because you can't just drop the album anymore.
Understood.
You have
Understood.
to have the album art has
Right.
to be attractive to your target audience.
It's got to be branded. You got to brand the whole album.
The merchandise.
Yeah.
Because people want to wear the T-shirt. They want to come to the
Yep.
concert and leave with the
Yep.
memorabilia.
Yep.
So there are certain communications that you have to have as a rapper with multiple artists and multiple arenas in order to get a finished product at a certain level that meets the other finished products that are already hit the market. So, and also real quick,
Gems,
like,
man.
Like being a bartender, like I've spent ample years in several different industries.
Right.
But people always eat and drink.
Yeah.
So any artist that works for Extra Pulp, in addition to helping them get their LLC, I also teach them how to work in the hospitality industry, because the beautiful part about the hospitality industry is that, number one, people always eat. But number two, you have 2 defined times of day to earn your living. But you have another, the opposite of that defined time to earn your living, is time that you can focus on your craft.
Yeah.
And they say the journey of mastery is 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
So why not set yourself up for success?
Yeah.
10,000 hours is 40 hours a week for 5 years.
Yeah.
So let's like set young artists up on a quest of mastery, not just pursuing the opportunity to get chose.
Right.
Because as you master things, you put together better products all to itself.
Yeah. I know you mentioned you feel like every artist should go to art school in order to gain that discipline. Now, I can agree, but do you feel like that's without it you won't be able to gain that discipline for yourself?
No, I don't think that. But there's this. There's two different communities that are splintering the artist world right now. So you have the student that is maturing in art, and then you have the enthusiast or the hobbyist. Because of their enthusiasm, they're able to catapult, or because of their time allowances. Like, art requires time.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So if you are someone who maybe have a different level of wealth, you have a different means. You're not worried about your means goal on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
You actually have time to sit down and sketch. You have an advantage over the artist that has to work.
Right.
Or, the artist that has to work also has an advantage over the person who's just in school.
Right.
Because while you're working, you're building relationships, you're working with other artists. So I think within that world, those worlds are splintering the artist community. But there's something about taste always reigning supreme. Like, taste is a talent all to itself.
It is.
So it's one thing to be a phenom that can draw or paint or sketch anything, or a person with the ear that can play the piano and hear every single note.
Yeah.
But the person who is invested in nurturing taste will always be superior because they've added talents to their taste level to extract that sound or that color or that shape.
Yeah.
Where a person who's just a hobbyist or just the enthusiast, they haven't put the pen to paper enough. Or
Right.
like even in the food arena, you haven't put the knife on the cutting board enough.
Right.
You haven't cut yourself cutting garnishes enough.
Right.
So there's a certain character
Right.
that you gain by putting in the time that then becomes transferable to how you create the art.
Yeah, because I mean, it goes beyond just the art itself. I think creating self-discipline. There's multiple avenues you can go to that you're able to discipline yourself, and it'll affect you in all of your other aspects of your life. So just like working out, exercising. Just an easy form of discipline.
We did a health and wellness workshop this morning.
Okay.
And one of the things I wanted to focus on with the health and wellness workshop is you can't be the trumpeter that polishes the trumpet more than you polish yourself.
Okay.
So when it comes down to that same discipline, how are you disciplined on taking care of who you are as a human being to then transfer that same energy to nurturing your art? One of my favorite artists is a guy named Marcel Duchamp.
Okay.
He was a French painter, illustrator, author, and one of his favorite quotes, or one of my favorite quotes of his, is that I don't believe in art, I believe in artists.
Okay.
And there was a wave of, I'm going to put in the work to be the best. And I think that wave is ending because you don't need to be the best to have a successful career in the art.
Yeah.
But you have to be passionate.
Absolutely.
And the best way to transfer passion is to transfer it from yourself.
Right.
Like, how do you love yourself?
Right.
That is how you're going to love your work.
Absolutely.
How do you love your family? How do you respect your mother?
Yeah.
Is how you're going to respect your work. How
And
do you
I really,
respect your community?
I appreciate
how
that
you're gonna
outlook.
respect your work.
I really appreciate that outlook. That's awesome.
Even in collaboration,
Yeah.
How can I work with someone who obviously doesn't bathe?
Man, and that's
It's like, if you
oh
obviously
man.
don't bathe, there's certain things about what I'm trying to do that you're not going to.
And I
not going to transfer.
I love that you say that, because I've been in so many times in my life where it's like you outgrow people because you have certain goals, and just these people are just comfortable where they're at, and then, because me personally, once I start finding myself being too comfortable, I don't want to be so comfortable anymore. And if the people around me aren't helping me get out of my comfort zone, that means you're also too comfortable, and I got to start, stepping away, because
I had to tell a lot of lifelong friends, like, if you're not following, then this is farewell.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that offensively, but there are 24 hours in a day. There are 7 days a week. And my responsibilities require my full attention right now.
Right.
Because this is the best opportunity that I have to execute.
Right.
So if we're not able to meet on a wavelength, if we're not able to meet at a certain dimension, it's going to be time illy invested.
Yeah. And
you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be plain and simple that way.
And the one thing I don't ever want to do in my life personally is waste my time. Like, you know what I mean?
It's a very beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I do want to just state that just because things don't always work out with people doesn't mean that you wasted time with them. It just means that you've outgrown the situation and you've
Just because
learned from it. And
just because the friendship has matured,
yeah,
does not mean that it's beef.
exactly,
You know
exactly,
what I'm saying? The friendship has matured.
exactly.
Or it has expired.
Yeah,
And just because it has matured or expired, it's like in a relationship. I had a conversation with one of my ex-girlfriends.
okay,
And she said, do you think we'll ever get back together? And I said, there's no getting back together, but they're starting something again. Like, in order to get back together, we have to be those people that we were before. We got to go back to that person to get back to today.
I absolutely love it.
Unrealistic.
I love it.
But we can acknowledge that the past brought us to a space to have something else in the future.
Right.
And I think that should go for all relationships,
All
be it
yeah.
platonic or romantic.
Yeah.
Just because we're not seeing eye to eye right now doesn't mean there's not a space for time to increase accountability.
Absolutely.
For both parties.
Yeah.
And as time heals the wound and increases accountability, you realize, like, it was never beef. You can say, damn, I could have done this a little better.
Because a lot of the times it's 50-50, bro. It's something that you were doing that bothered that person. It was things they were doing bothering you. It's not always one-sided, man. You know,
just because it's evaporated and it's not what it used to be,
yeah,
doesn't mean that it can't be something else.
Yeah.
You know?
It's holding yourself accountable for things,
agree.
you know,
Yes,
and
sir.
it's holding yourself accountable for the positives and the negatives that you do,
agree.
you know.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Like, not even for the positives and negatives, just saying that I was there.
Absolutely.
Not letting someone else feel as if they were there alone.
And that's the most important part of growth is holding yourself accountable for everything that you do in your life. Because during your day, you're making thousands of choices every single day. Everything in life, every second of your life is a choice.
And subconsciously.
Exactly. You know,
what I'm
and
saying? Like-
and life is a choice, man, and it's totally up to you of how you dictate what those choices are, whether they're just thoughts in your head or actions that you're doing, like physical movements, you know, and making those choices matter.
And being comfortable with the choices that you make.
Absolutely.
You know, like, accountability isn't more so like having to be so noble.
Right.
But it's more so saying, like, I had two options and I chose this one.
Yeah.
And this is the result of it.
Yeah.
Not this is how it turned out or look what happened to me. This is the result of a decision that I made.
Absolutely. And that's growth, man. And it sounds to me like you've done a lot of self-work and,
Absolutely.
you know, and that's especially for men these days, you know, with mental health being full front focus right now, man. Your mental health it is very important to maintain, man.
Excuse me.
Facts.
So in Suicide Prevention Month, the key catalyst is the conversation you have with yourself.
Yeah.
And in doing the internal work, the one thing that I realized, my greatest anxiety was caused by my fear and my imagination having a baby.
Man.
And it's only me talking that way to myself.
To myself.
So
I
it's a
get
reminder
it.
of, like, why am I communicating with myself that way?
Damn. It's all habitual. It's habitual. What's the word I'm looking for? It's just habits. It's forming habits for yourself. It's just like, yeah, there you go. It's just like smoking
Being
cigarettes.
habitual about your wellness.
Like smoking cigarettes is a habit, right?
Yes, sir.
Talking to yourself can also be a habit that is formed. So when you're constantly talking bad about yourself, it can become an addictive trait to where it's like you just wake up and the first thing is just negativity. Just, I hate myself. I hate this. I hate that.
Even smaller than that, when it comes down to being accepted of things happening, being too accepting of uncomfortable things occurring. You know, like you leave the Starbucks and your coffee's cold as soon as you walk outside.
Right.
And as opposed to saying, like, this could have been a human error at Starbucks, you say, of course I get the cold coffee. I'm not nothing. I'm a piece of shit. I deserve a cold cup of coffee. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. You've literally just took a situation that you've been a victim of because of your environment, and you've internalized it to be a part of your being.
You had no control over that.
No control
You had
over it
absolutely no
whatsoever.
control of that.
But you still have all the power. Because you sacrificed the power to walk back in Starbucks and say, hey, I really wanted a hot cup of coffee today.
Yep.
And this cup of coffee is a little less than Starbucks standard.
Right.
And then what's going to happen? That error is going to be remedied immediately.
Right.
and you don't have to walk away with the fear of self-loathing.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? You can
Absolutely.
walk away with the intention of, I got a hot cup of coffee.
Yeah.
But so many people let these micro vexations that they're completely out of control of ruin their moment.
Yeah.
And that takes the gift out of being present.
Yeah. So have you been through these, like, these low points? Like, have you been through a low point in your life to where you had to build from it, and it kind of like, and how did that low point affect you? If you have been.
The pendulum only swings.
Okay.
So if you think about the best time in your life, there was weight that you attained at the best time in your life that catapulted whenever something turned from the best time to the opposite of the best time. And then there was effort that had to be constituted to catapult it back to the top.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't really look at it as if I've had a bad moment or a bad time. I look at the human condition being extremely challenging across the board.
Right.
And I've been able to successfully hurdle my challenges.
Man, I love your outlook on life, bro.
Thank you.
Like, I feel like you're you're giving
apply.
mentor vibes, man. You know,
I'm a
like,
bartender.
I've.
So if you think about, no matter what I do, no matter how many films I direct,
Yeah.
movies I direct, no matter videos, brands that we drop and release, I would never let go of the title of being a bartender.
That's respect, man.
Because it gives a certain level of, I love common folk. And if you think about the people that really make the world go round, Beyonce doesn't make the world go round.
No, celebrities, they
It's
don't. They're
the
so out of touch
person
now.
at your cafe.
Yeah.
It's your butcher.
It's your
It's
neighborhood.
barber.
Yeah.
It's your beautician.
Yep.
Those are the people that really make your world revolve a little smoother.
Yeah.
Those are common folk.
Yeah.
And I think if more people realize that everybody works every day until they die.
Man.
Herbie Hancock is still playing the piano.
Yeah.
Herbie Hancock doesn't think it's a privilege that he's played with Miles Davis, that he doesn't have to practice no more.
Yeah.
So what are you planning on doing with your time? The best lives are lived passing time with pleasure.
Yeah.
What do you find pleasurable? Kicking it
Finding
with the
those things.
family,
Yep.
Kicking it with the kids, eating good food,
Yeah,
taking
man.
care of yourself, sharing your resources with your community,
Yeah, man.
building relationships. Like, that makes time, the passing of time, more pleasurable.
Absolutely.
Everything else is a distraction from that pleasure.
Exactly. Always. I mean, I feel like me personally, I'm on this. I work, a 9 to 5 just so I can support the other things that I want to do, because we all need, some bread. So all that negative connotation of having a 9 to 5,
That's how
we
you
all gotta
acquire-
find.
That's
Yeah.
how you acquire discipline.
You know what I mean?
And work ethic.
Exactly. Big point. Big point made right there.
Yep.
Like, that is exactly how you can acquire discipline, because you're doing something that you don't want to do for somebody you don't want to do it for, but you do it because you got to make some money to support what you really want to do. And as long as you continue to stay true to your goals and just stay on target and stay disciplined to yourself and keep practicing good practices. You know what I mean?
And
You'll
think
be able
about
to
it
get
like
through.
this, too. I'm gonna talk about my community. 96% of black businesses are sole proprietorships.
Mm-hmm.
That means one person brings one check to one home.
Yeah.
And that's why our communities are so splintered. Because if you're bringing one check to one home, there's no trickle-down effect of your success.
Right.
And we have to start creating opportunities for there to be trickle-down effects of our success.
Right.
So here at the Link Creative Camp, the TLC camp, it's not one thing to just say, I want to be an artist, I want to be a rapper, I want to be a producer.
Yeah.
It's how am I going to create an ecosystem from the talent that I'm cultivating?
Right.
Because by creating that talent, you create communal good.
Right.
The minute everybody has a meal, the minute everybody's guaranteed something to eat within a small area, the violence stops. So, like, how do we start applying what we've learned from the real world? How do we start realistically applying those lessons to create the change that we want to see?
Yeah.
There's a huge difference between entrepreneurship and self-employment.
Facts. Spit
When
that.
you're self-employed, you
Spit
just
that.
don't have a manager.
Yeah.
You still have to do the work.
Yeah.
And you can't make entrepreneurship a part-time job that feeds into your full-time job.
Right.
Entrepreneurs pay other people.
Yeah.
The self-employed only pay themselves.
Right. Spit it. Spit it. That's straight knowledge, man.
Is that the mic drop right there? Is that the moment?
I think that was the
I think
moment,
that was the
brother.
moment.
You know, I don't want to take too much of your time. What I
But
do want to
appreciate
do,
you
though,
doing this.
is I would love to have you come on to my podcast
I would
and
love to.
talk
It
a
would be an
lot
absolute
more
pleasure.
about this because, to be honest, didn't know this conversation was going to get this deep, but God, I have enjoyed this conversation
It has been a
a
pleasure,
lot.
man.
This has been
I
awesome,
would
bro.
love to come on. It would be a pleasure. I would love to have you up in DC whenever
Absolutely,
you want
bro.
to. Maybe
Absolutely,
you come
brother.
to DC. We could do an episode in DC.
Absolutely, yeah. We were just talking about that, man. I just got the equipment to start bringing this thing on the road, and I'm ready
Let's
to
go.
I'm ready to take it out there, man.
Playing the DC first weekend of December.
Look at
I'll be
that.
there. That's my mother's birthday weekend.
Look at that.
So let's do it.
Look at
and
that.
let's think about it this way. That we're living right now through the fall of icon culture and the rise of cultural icons.
Yeah,
So like every community has a gentleman like yourself and a gentleman like myself who's passionate about having conversations like this.
yeah,
So we're creating the cookie cutter
yeah.
for other people to bake.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to come to DC now so we can show that there's a pipeline
Yeah,
within the 95 corridor
absolutely.
to go to other markets and start doing the same work.
Yeah,
You
because
what
I
I'm
know.
saying? And it's all about just inspiring the youth,
Yeah,
letting them know that there's a way to get away from what you're currently
yeah,
experiencing.
yeah.
And we know how, so let us show you.
Yeah, because I know for me personally, with the podcasting itself, the biggest thing that I wanted to do coming into it was making content that mattered. It's always fun to go off the rails sometimes and have those wild episodes
And
and
the bizarre,
you know-
and you have room for the sensational, of course.
right, but ultimate goal for me is I like having these conversations because they're motivating to me.
Yes, sir.
You know, especially speaking to people that I've just met and hearing different perspectives on things that I think about all the time and things that I go through all the time. And we just talked and covered a lot of things that I've been going through personally, and just to hear your perspective has just been very eye-opening in a very super positive way,
I'm
and
gonna leave
I
on
love
this
it.
note. When it comes to wellness, like real total wellness, if I snap my fingers and everybody who's here at the Link Creative Camp
Yes.
turn into 4-year-olds, we all need the same stuff. We're gonna need a hug, we're gonna need a sandwich, we're gonna need a nap, we're gonna need some protection,
Yeah.
we're gonna need a little direction,
Yeah.
and we're gonna need some luck,
Yep.
right? That doesn't change when you turn 40.
Facts.
So like the biggest thing that I'm understanding in total community wellness
Yeah.
is how do we preserve the inner child?
Right.
How do we heal that inner child? How
Right.
do we restart the dialogue of the inner child? Like I go back to my 16-year-old self and I say, hey man, are you proud of me?
Yeah.
Like if I could come back and be you again, would you do so much so different because of what I've done?
Yeah.
And I negotiate. I thought I would be with Beyonce by now. I thought it would be a whole. I thought I'd be on. I have a boat.
Yeah.
Doctor over here in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
I rode the yacht over here for this opportunity.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
So that's a negotiation I gotta confidently have with my inner child and say, you know what? I haven't done it yet, but I'm still doing my best.
Yeah. I know for me, most of my major goals as a child, I still pretty much have today. So I understand what you're saying when you say speaking to your inner child.
Absolutely.
And I can relate heavily. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, man. Preserving the inner child is how you create a prosperous future for the adult.
Facts. And we're all
It's like a guiding post almost.
and we're all just grown kids, if you ask
That's
me.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
That
Like
is it. No
we're
one
all
really
adults.
changes from that
Our
inner
toys
child.
just get bigger,
A little more expensive.
a little more expensive.
They
Yeah.
got a few more
You know what I'm
angles that
saying?
they turn. They got a few more frequencies.
Yeah.
They might require different voltages. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? But
you know what I'm
we're
saying?
all still just big kids.
Like, cause I know as a kid, I wanted one of them little RC cars and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
And now I'm an adult. I just want a car.
Yeah,
It's
I
just a
need
bigger
the
RC
V8.
car. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
need the 120 volt.
You
I
know?
need the V8. So.
So tell everybody where to find you, man.
Well, my name again is Terrence Blow. The name of the company is Extra Pulp. You can find us on Instagram at Extra Pulp, EXTRA. Here I am. My name is Terrence Blow. The company is Extra Pulp. You can find us on Instagram at EXTRA PULP_. and let's build together.
Yes, sir.
Our pillars are retail, media, lifestyle, and education.
Yes, sir.
So as I continue to cultivate my agency and industry through education, I'm able to capture that education through my lifestyle. We're able to then share the education through different forms of media, short, long, photo, film, flash, record, and then we create retail products, component, tools, and resources for other people to live the lifestyle as well. It'll be a pleasure to work with you.
Man.
And thank you again for doing this, my brother.
I appreciate you taking some time to come down and do this, man.
My pleasure. I look forward to next time.
I can't wait, bro. It's going to be a great conversation. Until next time, guys. But we going to keep it going. Who am I here with now?
I mean, you here with Z Nito, man.
Z Ito?
Z Nito, N-I-T-O.
Z Nito.
There you go.
I like that. So,
Yeah.
like, what is that? Like, where'd that come from?
So, ZZY, like you sleeping on me.
Okay.
And incognito, without the incog. So, Nito, I keep it Nito, man.
I
You
fuck
got to
with
find
that.
me.
I fucks with that.
Yeah,
Okay. How did you come up with that?
So, originally my name was Blizzy.
Okay.
You know, like the blunt and all that
Blizzy,
stuff.
got
But
you,
we
got
had to
you,
make
got
it a
you.
little more PG.
Okay.
So, I took the BL off of the ZZY. Kept
Okay.
the ZZY because I felt like, you know, a lot of people sleeping. And, you know, I feel like I'll be moving in a way that, you know, you really got to hone in and catch me. So, it's incognito.
I fuck with it, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's slick, son.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that. So tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
So, man, I'm born and raised out Virginia Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Been writing music for about 5 years.
Okay.
Once I was out of high school, I had my first studio session. I graduated in 2020, so
Okay.
that was COVID time, and got in my first studio session at VBRA, Timberland Studio.
Okay. I think I've heard of it. Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
man, and from there, that's when I knew I was like, all right, yeah, it's game time. This is
You
what
like
I want to do.
what kind of music do you make?
So I write. I'm an intellectual writer.
Okay.
I jump off the deep end and go and hit some tunes sometimes with my voice, but
like
for the
it.
most part, man, I'm going bar for bar. You know, I'm just writing, and it's really just organic writing from my head.
Okay. Are you making more of I want to say, like emotional, like emotion type of music, or is it like you finding topics and talking about it?
It's emotional, but it's also just transparent. You know, it's just my daily lifestyle. Sometimes if I'm just so happen to be writing and, you know, whatever I'm going through throughout that day, I'm writing through it. But I try and make sure it's, you know, it's something that everybody can grasp to and make it understandable. It's not just so honed into myself. But
Yeah, you gotta have a good mixture of both, man.
Yeah,
Like
man,
have that
yeah.
real personal music and then that shit everybody else can relate to.
Right,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Shit
yeah.
like this right here. That
Yeah,
never
yeah,
let
you
go
know
shit.
it,
That's
you
my
know it.
record, son. I
Yeah,
like
man.
that. So you said you've been doing it about 5 years. Like what struck your interest? Like what got you interested in?
The 10 Toes Down challenge back in like in 2016 and stuff. So I had like a little girl thing at the time.
Okay.
And then I remember the 10 Toes Down challenge, So Gone challenges and all that stuff. I remember I got done in some type of way and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna start writing.
All right.
So I was in like freshman year. That was like 2016. I was writing on my notepads and started with the So Gone challenges and all that stuff when people are doing things in the cars and stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
And I
yeah.
never did a recording in the car. I was too shy, too embarrassed, you know,
Yeah.
of my appearance and just how I would sound. So from freshman year to when I graduated, man, I was writing that whole time and went from the So Gone challenges and stuff like that into like, you know, J. Cole type beats. And then it flooded into my own influences of what I like. And I was just practicing writing until I realized, yo, I'm about to take it far. So
Yeah, big facts, bro. Big facts. What are some of the struggles that you've faced in your experience so far?
Understanding, like not understanding myself, but finding understanding with other people in my environments, especially my family and my friends too.
Right.
I felt like when I finally gave me the open gate to, you know, be an artist, I was the only person really accepting myself, and other than a couple other people around.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you know, when you have so much belief in yourself, you believe in yourself, it's hard for other people to really see that eye to eye. They have to see
Right.
the proof, and I didn't have enough time to show that proof. And I feel like one of my biggest struggles were dealing with people around me not giving me what I wanted, and I had to understand that, you know, what I want isn't what is just gonna come to me off rip. I struggled with that for about 2 years when I first came out with making music. Like
Yeah.
people around me, I really wanted a lot of love that I was grasping for and scratching for, that I understand now, you know, that's all just gonna come to me. I know they love me, man, and I know they're gonna fall into it deeper as I
it's
go.
like I think it's like we sometimes we gotta realize like we're not ready for what we feel like we want, man.
Most definitely,
It's like because
man.
what we want, you gotta be ready for a lot
Most
of the times,
definitely,
especially
yeah.
like big goals and
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
know. because I feel like I've been through that, and I still go through that, you know, where it's like I feel like I want, but I don't even think I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's just it's a part of growth, acknowledging that and understanding that, but also learning, like, since you're not ready, now we got to continue to build to get ready.
Keep
the
cycles pushing, man.
Because once it is that time, you'll know.
Right, man. Just keep conditioning myself is what I understood. I sat back and stopped being so hostile about it. I stopped letting my feelings take over and wearing my emotions on my sleeve so much, and really honed in on, like, all right, man, what can you do to grasp attention without scratching for attention, you know?
Yeah, man. Because when you're just genuine and you're putting out genuine content and genuine music, people will genuinely gravitate towards you, you know? But when you're trying to force it out, you might get some clout, but it's not going to be the clout you want.
Not at all.
And it's not going to be a longevity type of clout. It's going to be oh, you're funny, you're a joke right now, and that's about it for 15 minutes, you know? So it's really just taking your time, being patient, and just continuing to grow and build and focus on your mental health and your energy and just learning who you are, learning what you believe. You know, it's because I feel like, especially now in this day and age, we all have the opportunity to believe in whatever we see right for us, you know, and I feel like everybody has that opportunity to figure that out for themselves, you know.
I agree, man.
Would you, this is the first time I'm asking this to anybody tonight, but would you consider yourself a very religious or more of a spiritual person? Or?
I'm a very religious, spiritual person, man, especially as I've tapped into my new chapter in life, especially bringing myself to God and to the church and all that stuff. But even before bringing myself all the way to God, when I knew that I was still, you know, religious in that way, and I didn't speak about it so much, I was spiritual. I know that there's a spirit inside of me. I believe myself so fully that my own self is, yes, that's who I am, but there's definitely a great positive spirit that leads me to hone and to control and to be a powerful, positive person in any environment that I'm into, you know, uplift my own self and the people around me when I'm doing this music. This music to me is very spiritual. Do
you feel like is it therapeutic for you?
Yes,
like in the process of it and listening? Because I know it definitely is for me. It can be. Do you feel like what type of emotions bring out the best music for you?
Oh, well, you know, it's got to be the realest emotions. So, like I said earlier, transparent emotions. I guess the realest type of emotion that makes, or the best type of emotion in music could probably be, well, I wouldn't say it's love, man. I guess there's no perfect one, you know? I feel like as long as you're making a music that is emotion, everybody has emotion. Everybody's going through different emotions throughout their day, throughout their week, throughout the seconds. You know, it can switch like that. You could be listening to Childish Gambino, Redbone one time, and now you feel like you listening to I Thought About Killing You by Kanye.
Type shit,
You know, so it's quick and it changes. I feel like as long as you're making emotional music that is for the human being. That's the best, man.
I mean, because one thing that we all always have to take into consideration is that, like, we're not the only ones who go through shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because I guarantee you, we've been through very similar situations at some points in our lives. Maybe not at the same time, but at some point in my life, I probably went through something very similar that you went through, and we'll probably never know because
we ain't talking about it.
But if you put it on a song, now I can be like, you understand what I went through. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely,
and that's where the biggest connections for fans to artists comes, is when you listen to a song. So, for instance, for me, J. Cole, right? It was Wet Dreams. Right? It was what really gravitated me towards him, because the story that he told in that song, I could relate to from when I was losing my virginity.
Right.
You feel me? And I was just like, man, I was like, all of that you were saying, I felt like I went through that too.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So just to know that you can put out a message to other people who either have went through or may go through a similar situation is super important. You know what I mean?
I agree, man. It's just gotta be relatable, man. We're all human beings at the end of the day. That's how I always look at it. We're just All human beings, man. And
everybody has their own weird kinks and things that they're into and weird tics and whatever things that trigger them. Everybody has their own. And so that's why it's important to not judge people, because the things that you judge others on, you probably worse at.
Yeah, man. I feel like we're all connected through the universe, man. I feel like that's exactly what we're talking about. Just we're connected, man, in an intellectual way where we don't even know until we really dive deep into our own selves and our own intimate connections, you know.
Absolutely, yeah, man. And how important is maintaining a solid mental health? Like, how important is that to you to maintain that?
Man, it's the most important thing that I have to do that I don't always do. Recently, in the past 6 months, I've realized, like, as I'm growing, you know, I got to take better care of myself emotionally and mentally, you know. I feel that taking care of yourself, you can do anything possible. If you're not taking care of your mind, doesn't matter if I'm a writer, doesn't matter if I'm an intellectual writer. Anybody who's not taking care of their mind, man, that just leads to you not being focused. Absolutely. Anything that leads to you not being focused, man, you're off the swivel. You don't even notice.
Depression is a killer, man, and it strikes like a motherfucker, you know.
Man.
And it's we've been talking about this now throughout the night. It's habitual behavior, man, and it's the more the more you're down on yourself and spreading negative vibes to yourself, the more you're gonna form a habit of that behavior on a daily basis. But if you're starting to tell yourself, you know, I'm a good person, I am better, you know, and find the positive things about yourself, it'll start becoming more of a habit. Just like anything else in life, smoking cigarettes became a habit because you had a cigarette one day, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna have another one, and then another one, and then you woke up one day, it was like, damn, now I need a cigarette.
Right.
You know.
Right.
It's a habit that forms, but it's also a habit that can be broken.
Yeah.
You know, but when you break a habit, that means you're forming a new habit of not.
Right, man.
You know, it's all about just forming habits for yourself. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, man. I think it's very important.
Right.
Very important.
And I don't want to take too much of your time, but what are some new projects that you're working on right now, or some?
So I just dropped a project. It's called Trinity.
Okay.
I made it with a home producer out in Virginia Beach. His name is Mega.
Okay.
You can find him at Mega Matrix on Instagram and all that stuff. But
it's good to have a solid connection with the
and
producer.
I met him through my own peoples in the music scene. It was a new engineer that I worked with, and we started the track this time last year, and I dropped it in June. And then all summer I kind of sat back, got quiet, and I went on my incognito mode. Right now that was an auto-tune tape, but I really have the most fun rapping. Right now I'm working on a tape called Grit, Grit, and I really want to get back to my rapping. I got some singles coming out that are gonna lead up to this Grit, and I'm ready to showcase, you know, this rap, these bars.
I'm excited to hear it, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Definitely excited to hear it, man.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I definitely want to get you on to A Chill one of these days. It's my actual podcast. A Chill is just a podcast, bro. I'd definitely love to talk to you further.
Sweet, yeah.
And get to know you even more, man.
That'd be awesome, man.
What is some advice that you would give to any creative out that you wish you would have gotten at the beginning of your career?
Man, don't worry about anybody on the outside until they're worried about you genuinely. I feel like if you really stay focused on yourself, don't get caught up in your emotions, and just go after what you believe in. Go after what you believe in. Do not worry about anybody who's tying you down. Take constructive criticism, but believe in yourself to the highest, and don't look to your side or to the back of you, man. I feel like that's the only way you're gonna ever move forward. And until you get to the point where you could even take on distractions that may come around that's not constructive criticism, because there's always a point. You know, I was at a low point at a time, and I had to sit back with myself and realize, hey, let's get right so you can sit in front of people and really be like, you know, believe in yourself. Absolutely. And be happy with yourself.
Absolutely,
just be happy with
man.
Your music. Be happy with any type of art, whether you writing music, drawing, media, any type of thing. Just be happy with what you're doing, man. And if you're happy with what you're doing, it's not gonna matter what anybody else in the environment is gonna get on you about.
Facts.
You know.
And if you're not happy at where you're at in life, it's time to make a change for yourself.
Definitely.
Don't let it bring you down. Let it build you up even more.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
like let that be your stepping stone to get onto a better path of happiness. You know, because honestly, at this point in my life, I'd rather be happy than sad.
I'd rather be happy than sad too, man.
It
It's
takes a lot
2024.
less energy to be happy for me.
Dude.
You know, like I feel so much better when I'm happy than when I'm just sad all the time.
Yeah, man.
We all go through funks. You feel
Yeah.
me? We all go through maybe a day or two will be a little.
Yeah.
But you overcome it. You wake up the next day and you're just like, nah, I'm being happy today. Fuck that shit.
Already, man.
You feel me?
know it,
So
yeah.
tell everybody where to find you, bro.
Man, you can find me at NITO Takeover _ That's NITO Takeover _ Nito Takeover _
Man.
Or you can find my website at CodeNitoEntertainment.com. Or the Instagram to that is Code Nito, CODE NITO _ENT. Yeah, man. I go by Z Nito. You can find me on all streaming platforms. ZZY, capital ZZY, capital NITO.
Big bet,
All right,
man.
man.
And I appreciate your time, man, for
I
coming over and
appreciate
talking
you,
with
man.
me, bro.
This is my
has
first
been a-
interview ever, so I
Well, we're
appreciate you.
definitely about to get you on the 8 show, man, and
Thank
come
you.
back and talk to us some more. I definitely love the energy, bro.
Thank you.
I love the positivity, bro, and I can't wait to hear your music for real.
Man, I can't wait to show you,
Know what I'm
man.
saying? I
can't
appreciate
wait for
you
the
coming
further
through,
things
bro.
to come, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Till the next one.
Peace.
Yes, you. And who am I here with now?
Man, my name's AyeMontie Jones, man. I'm the greatest. I'm the best. I'm the baddest. I'm the flyest. I'm the prettiest. I'm the baldest. That's me, man. I'm
The
from
baldest.
Norfolk. Yeah, what's happening?
I respect it, brother. So tell me a little bit about yourself, man.
Man, I make music, man. I make mood music. I give you that. I get you in the mood, man. Whatever you feel like doing, that's what type of music I make. I feel like fucking, man. You gonna play that?
I love it, bro. First of all, I love the energy, bro. I love the energy, bro. Absolutely, man. So tell me a little bit about your music. So you say you like to make mood music, like so that's that love making shit we talking about, or what?
Sometimes you know, love making. Sometimes you want to bust a motherfucker in the head. I got something for that too.
Got a little something for everything.
Sometimes you wanna take a nigga bitch. Sometimes you want to scam. Sometimes you just want to be left the fuck alone and just get high, like.
I know what that's like, bro.
Sometimes you just want to get drunk. Like,
Yep.
fuck it.
Don't even feel like talking to nobody, dealing with nobody. Just leave me by my
Say
lonesome.
what's on my mind, and if you don't like it, fuck it, cause I told you leave me alone in the beginning. Fuck it, it's one of them days. You heard that Monica song.
Nah, I definitely feel. So how long you been making music for?
Man, I've been making music. Boom. I've been making music seriously because like I used to always mess people's songs up, but I would like the song when I hear it on the radio. So I just been coming up with my own melodies, doing it since I was a jit.
Right.
Riding in the back seat of my mom's car, coming up with songs.
Right.
But you know, that's like a special talent. If I don't know it, you know, a lot of people just make up words, but me, I just was like, one day I just kept going.
Yeah.
And I just made a song, and I'm like, damn, man, it sounds alright.
How old were you when you did your first like actual recording?
Oh yeah, my mom paid for my first actual recording. It was when I was in the I was young as a bitch. How old was I? Oh yo, I remember it was a gift. I had just graduated 8th grade. I was like was I 12 or 13? I was like 12, about to be 13. So I was 12 and I dropped that shit. My mom paid for it. We used to go to the mall, Military Circle Mall. Yeah, well, at the end of everybody's song, you knew where they went because it was like you heard the ball at the end. But I did it. It was hard too.
Yeah.
It's called Will I Ride Tonight?
Yeah.
Sit back and I cry tonight. Yeah.
That's the first record. What do you remember what that session was like and like what you felt like doing that?
Yeah, I had to learn the hard way, right? Because I was in there practicing hard because I knew I didn't have my own money, so I knew I'm like, yo, I got to do this shit good as hell for my mom because she ain't paying for another one, so I got to get it right, so I practiced. And then when I get to the studio, he tried to tell me how to record, right? I do my part flawless, I get through it. But my homeboy was stumbling a little bit. His name was Lee, shout out my dog. So boom, he get in the studio and he's not doing it right, and I'm noticing the time. I'm like, yo, he didn't practice. But anyway, so I go in the booth, and I don't know that they still recording me. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck what he want, bro. Do this fucking shit this way, man. We fucking paid for it. And I didn't know he heard me, but my homeboy did his part, right? And then when I get out of the booth, I hear a dude talking to his friend. He like, yeah, they paid for it. Yeah. Do it how you want, right? I'm like, oh, yeah.
See, that's just like terrible engineer energy, man. It's just like, well, they paid for it. Fuck it. I mean, like, I get it, but like,
he was telling me like, smart ass, I can hear you.
yeah, type shit, like, man.
Type shit.
Nah, I definitely can feel that, man. So like, what is your experience been like making music? Like, have you been able to do a lot of shows, stuff like that?
Yeah, yo, I done start getting booked. People done start hitting me up, and I love it. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all here for it. But like, it just started picking up. Like, I got like, man, this shit been going crazy, bro. People have really been supporting. I don't have no bad vibe, and all I did, I just kept going. Kept putting up numbers on the board. You know what I'm saying?
How heavy are you into like your content game? Like not just making music, but like making content to promote yourself and all of that.
Man, I'm with it. I even learned how to edit some shit.
There we go.
I need somebody who could just get this shit on film a lot.
Yeah.
Cause like I'm like the type of guy like it just be moments. This moment is happening, and then you can't recreate every moment. You know what I'm saying? Like this moment happening. That's why I don't have nobody here to film me, so you see me filming myself. Like
that's what you got to do it.
Listen, I ain't gonna let it stop me.
That's what you got to do, bro. You know, it's just finding different ways to maintain. You know, even if you don't have the team around you, it's shit. You got to be your own team sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Build it, they will come.
That's a big
and
fact.
They are starting to come.
That's a big fact.
We built it. We going, baby. We doing it.
A big fact.
Shout out to the link, man. Shout out to everybody.
Big facts. Big shout out to the link for putting these camps together, man. It's been a dope experience. I've been enjoying it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like being in just a house full of creators right now has been a fun experience. You know what I'm saying?
It's so relieving and stress free, and I love it. I'm
man.
it. I'm here for it. You did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would love to do it again, and I got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
And it was worth it.
Yeah.
And like I always wanted to come to one of these.
Yeah. Big facts. Big facts.
I'm listening.
They're real. They're useful and they're fun. Like it's just it's cool to come to these and just network and talk and just build with new people that you probably wouldn't have been around if you didn't come, type of thing. You know what I mean?
I was talking to the producer, we was talking. We was like, yo, I feel like we was in the room, all of us cooking up, right? Everybody, bunch of us in the room just cooking up. But I'm like, yo, I feel like a bunch of nerds just came together and like we make it magic.
That's all it is, man.
And like he felt the same way. Like, yo, I always say that, but it's kind of like a cosplay thing. Like if you go, I never judge cosplay. I like it, and I want to meet. If y'all into cosplay, like
I'm into you.
Creative. Yeah, they be so creative. I'm into it. I go and watch. And just be like, yo, that is so dope.
Hey, yo, I ain't even gonna lie. Some of these girls looking fine.
What? Who the best ones? Who the best one? Like,
I don't even know because I don't follow them like that. But like I've seen,
I've seen cartoons. What cartoon from back in the day?
Oh, I've been seeing some. What's her name from Scooby Doo? Velma. Yeah, the one with the orange.
Yeah.
Girl with the orange. Velma, right?
Yeah. She made Scooby Doo go right.
So that's funny. So tell me some positive experiences you've had. Like tell me like a good experience that you've had in your career so far. Like a memorable one,
Oh man, all of it be memorable, bro. But like just naturally meeting people.
Is it good?
Then like they all like really play my music. They really like it, and it's organic. It's natural. It's true. It's real, and I just love that. I love that, and I'm starting to get booked. People are starting to appreciate what I do.
Yeah.
So like that's an easy question because like right now is it. Like, and I'm loving it. Like, and I always watch the greats. Maybe like, yo, 50 one of the ones. 50 be like, yo, you better enjoy all this right now because it ain't never gonna feel the same. So I'ma just enjoy it. But I feel like I love this shit, so it's just gonna get better.
Yeah, bro. Music is something that creates a lot of emotions for me. It's something that just kind of puts me in different vibes. What do you feel like? What emotions really bring out the best type of music for you?
Music is like a high to me. Like people appreciate. I feel like certain songs, like motherfuckers, like people appreciate them pain and them sad songs because you know how hard it is to express yourself, and if they could really connect with it, like damn, I'm really like this motherfucker was really living this and going through. Like I can't make if I'm out here fucking with a lot of girls and I'm having a vibe, I'm doing my thing, I can't just go shoot 'em up bang bang. I can't because it's not real right then. It's
not,
there.
yeah.
But a bitch pissed me off. Not a bitch, but a dude is a bitch too. Like, cause they be like more bitches than the girls.
Yeah, it's all about the moment, man. It's all about what you're going through, Especially for me, I always just make the best music when I'm going through shit, So, because it's just, to me, it's just I like making relatable music, shit that people can relate to.
and that's so, but it shows you're a strong human.
Yeah.
If you can make it when you sad and you fuck, cause look,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
locked up, right?
Okay.
Shout out to my dude, and I was in there with some rappers. I don't want to say his name, but he my homeboy. Like,
Okay.
we found out that he got a bond. Yo, the other dudes, everybody was just trying to get him to rap on the track. He wasn't doing nothing. He was fighting the case. He would just stay in the law library. He got a bond, cause it worked. And then like, so he started knocking out tracks. He started writing. Then they revoked his bond, and it just sucked. You know. See, he went federal. Over with.
Damn. So tell me, like, that experience, so you said you were locked up, like, how did that affect you?
Oh, it was cool. It made me, like, focus and show me I can make music high. I can make music sober. But I used to always think, like, damn, bro, I just got to be, like, drunk because it make me feel wavy. But sometimes for some songs, I do that because I know when the people listen to it, they're going to be high and drunk. But I can create that vibe and go back to that essence. Jail gave me the power to reminisce and like really view, because I took full accountability for why I was in there. It was nobody's fault but mine.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, I ain't gonna do that shit again to go back.
Right.
So, okay, bad. Risk versus reward. If it's dumb, I'm cool. I'm reminiscing. So by me reminiscing, I can remember how I felt to be high and drunk. I can remember how I feel to like bag that new girl, talk to her, and like, okay, let's get past that, because I know I can get you, gonna like me, I'm gonna like you, whatever. What's for me is for me, but the thing that I like the part about it, it's like when you get her to just lose herself in you and you lose yourself, and they just go like, and like, I feel like that's the best part, and that's an emotion I get on paper. Cause a girl gonna fuck you a certain type of way if she like you like that. Just like, you got my soul. You got my soul.
Right.
I ain't gonna hurt you, baby.
I definitely can feel you.
That.
So what are you working on right now?
What am I working on?
Yeah,
man,
right
I
now.
got a lot of songs, man. I done locked in with a lot of producers. Shout out my dog. Shout out VIP Studios. I work with VIP Studios a lot. Biggs.
Okay.
Shout out my dog Mike. I work with them. They're my dogs. Everybody, man. So it's like, but I'm open to every producer. Shout out to Newsy, yo. Shout out my boy Astro Killer. Shout out my boy High Def. I'm working like just new things. Shout out to Calvin too. Calvin is lit. We got some records coming. Like, I'm working on everything, bro. Like my new mixtape that's about to drop, I'm gonna call it Greenleaf Baby, because that's where I'm from. I'm from Greenleaf Drive.
Right.
You know, from Diggs Park. You know what I'm saying? The South Side. Shout out to Oley Park and Burley. You know, the side. My name's Jig Money Jones, and like, this is not nothing that when the camera come on, I don't just, hey, I'm Jig Money Jones, Jig Money Jones. No, I'm Jig Money Jones.
It's who you are, bro. Gotta live it, man. I mean, because music is a part of us, you know? It's like, if you're not living who you are as a musician, like, pretty much living a falsehood, you know? And I don't want to live as a false person, you know? You gotta be your gimmick in a way, you know what I mean? Like, be who you say you are, you know?
What Rich Homie Quan said, the only reason I mention his name is because, listen, what you just said, Rich Homie Quan got a lyrics to say, it's a song, it's called Differences, and he be like, you ain't the nigga you say you is. You feel me? You gotta be who you say you are.
Yeah, man. And own it, bro, and appreciate who you are, you know? It's like, we're just born into who we are, you know? So don't hate it, and don't think that, you know, you have to be somebody else just to fit in and all that shit. I don't know. I think all that shit corny, man.
You have no direction.
Yeah.
That's how you get taken advantage of.
Absolutely, bro.
Like, you got it. Like, the best thing I ever learned that stuck with me and helped me through my journey.
Right.
It's like, you go with your gut, you go with your stomach. If I get a bad vibe, then I'm not around it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've been through some hardships during your career where you feel like you were being maybe misused or used, or like you were being taken advantage of? Have you ever been through that?
I feel like everyone who I met, except for like one photographer, he a bitch. But like everybody else who I met, as far as my musical journey, have been so dope, so solid. Even the guy at Military Circle Mall taught me to watch your surroundings, because you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
So you need to pay attention. I didn't look at it like he was scolding me or making fun or joking. He let me know, yeah, stupid, I hear you. But he respected it, and he started respecting my vision, and the song came out dope.
Yeah. Much respect, bro.
Be yourself. Like,
yeah.
Be me.
That's all it is, bro.
For me.
And that's all it is. That's all it is, bro. You know, it's not everybody is for everybody, you know, and just be who you are. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but do you have any like advice you would give to up and coming artists, producers out there that you wish you would have got at the beginning of your start?
Oh, that I wish I would have got?
Yeah.
Man, you know, I'm a student of the game. I'm looking for the thing that's just gonna take me far and beyond. So to be honest with you, the advice that you have to read. I got all the good advice. That's why I'm saying, like, everyone, like, my musical journey, everybody done been giving me the game. They done been rocking with me, helping me, like. So the advice that I got, that I'm looking for, that I need to give to somebody else, I haven't got it, but hopefully by the next interview, I have it and I can give it to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You feel me? Like,
yes,
don't
sir.
do the most, though. That's my advice to you. Don't do the most.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to sit back, cool. Be cool, analyze Pete. Don't take nothing personal. Analyze it, chill. I mean, because look, even though they might have had you fucked up, like, they might have not, though. So it's like, stop, think about it, say loud. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Big facts, big facts. So tell everybody where they can find you.
Man, my name Jug Money Jones. J-U, capital. No. JUGGMONEYJONES on Instagram.
Yes.
On Twitter, Jug Man Jones.
Yes. Make sure y'all follow my guy, man. I appreciate you coming in, talking with me for a few minutes, bro.
Oh, man,
you know what I'm saying? Hope we could do this again soon, man.
Oh, man. Let's go.
You feel me?
Free the South.
Yes, sir. Until the next one. Peace. Back. Another interview. Man, we've been going all night, and we had some really, honestly, dope conversations tonight. I have really enjoyed my time at this TLC camp. The link is a fire thing to be a part of right now. I've really enjoyed all of the conversations and all the interviews that I've had, and we have yet another one. Who am I here with now?
So we are Work Hard, Play Harder, and we are also Sugar High Canna Shop.
Okay.
Thank you guys for having us. No, you're good.
We're actually event curators, and what we do is we're basically a full-service event curation. We're basically a full-service event curation company, and we throw all types of great platforms for artists. So any type of artist that you are, doesn't matter if you're a music or fashion or an art, you're a comedian, you want to movies, no matter what your genre and the medium is, we're great platforms for you. And we believe Virginia is one of the greatest states when it comes to creativity. The problem is we don't have any resources, we don't have any opportunities. So we are leveraging our power and our resources in order to create opportunities for our community.
I love it. I know I met you guys a few weeks ago over when they did the road to the camp a few weeks ago over at Audible Heat. You were talking really a little bit about your story of what even got you motivated to do this. I'd like you to share a little bit of that if that's okay.
So, my name is M. Soda Great. Yes, I am great because I bring great to the plate. I'm an artist here in Virginia, and I've been an artist for a long time. As an artist here in Virginia, this is a very gay community, and so without being a part of the right crews, I mean, you have no opportunities. At one time, that's what it was, and that was one of those things that really angered us and frustrated us because it stifles creativity, it stifles growth, it stifles the ability to scale as a community when it comes to artists. We have so many different states that compete with us, but I don't care who you are. You know, we have a beach, and we have several beaches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love Atlanta, but why does Atlanta do more business than us?
Oh, yeah.
And we have more beaches. It's like it doesn't make any sense. So we have to create an opportunity that we can combat those things, that the small community of individuals who are running this thing don't have the power to be able to hold everybody else back just to be able to push one of their people forward.
Yeah.
And so that right there is the main reason why we got into this game and got into this business, because we wanted to shatter that. We got tired of the glass ceiling. Virginia is not a glass ceiling state. Yes, we are a commonwealth, but we aren't common at all. So as long as we had opportunities, we knew we were going to scale. So we just wanted to create that. So what made you decide to go down that road instead of just being like, you know what, well, fuck this, I'm about to just do my own thing or just focus on my own thing? What made you decide, you know what, I want to really make a change here?
I think it was just the absolute refusal to move.
Fair enough.
I was like, I'm not going no fucking where.
Right.
Like, everybody was like, you gotta leave Virginia, you gotta this, you gotta that. And it was just like, I was sick of seeing my creative friends move. Like, I was tired of that. I was tired of, you know, what I knew was here relocating.
Right.
And so we were just like, you know what? If we have to put up our own money to make sure that local artists get an opportunity to be seen, to be heard. People used to say stuff like, oh, Virginia artists are trash. And I mean, I'm not gonna front, I was one of those people. But then I started to look at it and I was like, no, they're unpolished. They have zero.
Well, some are trash.
Yeah.
Some are trash.
There are trash. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Even trash artists with opportunities
Are making. Look at Sexy
Come on,
Red.
man.
Just saying.
Come
Look
on.
at Sexy Red. She out here
I'm a-
doing
you
it
know what?
somehow.
I feel when it comes to Sexy Red, I love Sexy Red music. I think Sexy Red music is progressive.
I can't.
But the person that gets me is Sweetie. You know what I'm saying? Sweetie is a beautiful girl. She can sell. She's all that. But for some reason, just doesn't. But number one single. 90. It's the number one single.
This shit kind of catchy.
Come on. Because you can be.
you gonna be in a store.
And I'm not calling that young lady trash.
Exactly.
I don't want to disrespect no person that sacrifices to make this happen.
Yeah.
But again, there are naturally talented people. There are people who can work on this, and then there are people who shoot their fucking shot. And Virginia just need an opportunity to be able to shoot their shot.
Yeah, I mean, we have like for now artists and forever artists. You know, a lot of the artists that are out or have come out in the last few years, they're for now artists. Sexy Red, I think, is another one of those for now artists where they're cool now. Ice Spice is starting to fade. I don't know if you guys noticed, but a lot of people are starting to be like, because there's a lot of for now artists where you're following the trends, you're doing the things that people like, but you're not. What impact are you leaving? You know, and I think leaving an impact on people's souls. That's why the people like the Biggies and the Tupacs are still relevant, like they're alive. You know what I mean? Because they left a detrimental impact on the hip hop industry, on the music industry, and just personally in people's lives. You know what I mean?
Biggie and Pac came at a opportune time.
Bring it a little closer, yeah, a little closer. We just got a lot of background, so we got to make sure
Biggie
we're
and
close.
Pac came at an opportune time in music.
Very true.
When Biggie and Pac were able to succeed at their thing, music was different. Hip hop was completely different. That gangster thing really turned things up. That mafia style, you know what I'm saying? I'm a rich guy. That attitude, you know what I mean? And that changed it to another thing. Those, not to mention, those were exceptional artists.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about Biggie who could step in the booth, put a beat on.
Man.
You don't got to write nothing.
Man.
You got a song. You're talking about Tupac, who had 30 albums before he was 25 and did 10 movies on time. These are exceptional individuals.
Yeah.
And I mean, and number one, in today's society, I think that the exceptional artists like the Kendricks, you know what I'm saying, the Kendricks in the game, the Beyoncés in the game, these are exceptional artists, and this is stuff that people want to reach to.
Yeah.
But there's a huge difference between good and great. You know, Virginia has great artists, but we got a shitload of good artists too.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have to be great to make it. You could be good. You could be really good, have something really catchy, but without opportunities, without people being all right. So with the Virginia market, does Virginia have a market when it comes to their Virginia fan base? And Virginia does. The problem with Virginia market is it's an imported market.
It's like they have to see the proof, or they have to see you be like relevant elsewhere. Like they have to see, like, you have to be like Tommy Richmond, right? The dude who just, I don't never represent, baby.
Yeah.
He from up around Richmond area somewhere. Yeah, he's up from Virginia. Nobody seemed to care until he started doing numbers, and now it seems like people care. You know, it's like that's the trend in Virginia, in my opinion. It's
Did he create a grassroots campaign before he made it? That's the question. Because yes, when you leave and you make it, and then you come back home and people see, okay, you're successful. That is an opportunity there.
Yes.
That's an opportunity. But you go to every other state, you have an artist. Those artists leave and they come back. Yeah, but if they don't have a grassroots campaign at home, nobody cares.
Yeah.
They don't care who you are.
I definitely can understand.
Virginia.
New York, Atlanta, if you haven't taken your city.
There you go. And I think that is the biggest thing, is the Virginia market exists. You see, we're a military town, and we get a onslaught of new people all the time. And they come in and out, and they come in and out, and they come in and out. And they get some of our influence and they leave, and they get some of our influence and they leave. Imagine if when they came in, we were serving them Virginia. Instead of trying to serve them the next popular thing, serve them the dope thing from Virginia. If you go to Texas, they're playing Texas music.
Yeah.
Texas, you a Texas artist, you don't have to go nowhere. You in Texas and you selling.
Yeah.
And it's because Texas took time to curate that market.
Yeah.
You have
Atlanta is another good example.
Another place like that.
Yeah.
And it was all of these smaller groups who had a little thing, but they decided to combine. Everybody come together and we made a market. Now we have a market. Now it's like, okay, these people are popular. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come to our state and our market. We're gonna throw a huge show like something in the war. Bring everybody out, show them exactly what the market is, show them the selling potential, show them the money potential, and then go to them other companies from out of state and out of the country and bring them back in here to do that business, because now you see the potential. You know what I'm saying? You have to curate the market, and I think a lot of people fall short on curating the market because it's on I gotta go somewhere and get it now. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing. Once we curate a market in Virginia, because we're one of the greatest tourist states, you curate a market, it's going to be outstanding, and it's going to be something where the people here can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But as long as we throw it away and say, hey, you gotta leave. Yes, you gotta leave, and then when we come back, they gonna mess with you because they dick ride us. Nah, they ain't VA. If you go to something in the water and you watch the shows, VA is lukewarm with everybody. Until you a VA cat on that stage.
Yeah.
You a VA cat on that stage, they losing their mind.
Yeah.
They're going crazy.
Yeah.
So I think that from the outside in, we're looking at the situation. Well, from the inside out, we're looking at the situation like, oh, there's no opportunity, we gotta leave. But the actual market is screaming for VA.
Yeah. I mean, there's greats who've come out of Virginia, and there's a lot of great artists who are here now who I feel like have the ability to be able to really put Virginia back on the map where it belongs to, like where it really belongs to, you know, back in the early 90s and late 80s and stuff, when it was really that destination, you know, and it's where a lot of people were, because just like you were saying, we have all these tourist destinations. We got Virginia Beach, even Buckrow Beach. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's a beach. You know, we have all of these different tourist destinations. We even got stuff like Busch Gardens. We got Richmond. We got all this stuff going on around here. Why we don't have a super solid foundation for musicians here is beyond me at this point. But do you guys feel like it's should be a responsibility for these people to be coming back and creating opportunities for others? Do you feel like?
Well, you know, we tend to say that we're not worried about what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
They've shown us that we were kind of on our own for the last 10 to 15 years at this point.
Right.
So in our mind, it's actually our responsibility to come together and say, hey, look, this recipe wasn't working, and there's now something we can do.
Yeah.
And as far as like our artists on all artistic realms, they need to be polished. And so
I can agree.
When they get an opportunity to, like with our brand, you're going to perform 20 to 30 times a year.
Yeah.
That's unheard of. You know, from the musical environment we came from, if you were lucky, you could perform twice, 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So when we're saying these artists are trash and all this other stuff, they're unpolished. We've literally heard artists that started off and we was like, ooh. And then like literally we're almost in year 4 and I cannot tell you how many people have major acts, major stages right now. And it's because they've been able to practice. And it's as simple as that.
Yeah, it's a craft that's got to be practiced and perfected, especially performing itself. Like, if you think that all these people like the Beyoncés are going out there and they just don't practice their shit, boy, you wrong. They're sitting in the studio for hours, days, weeks practicing these rehearsals, especially for big-ass fucking shows like Super Bowl type stuff. Like, nah, you got to practice. I know for me, you know, when I first started making music and I was doing my group, I was with a group called Crush Game and we were just rapping and all that at the time. We practiced a lot. Like, when I tell you our free time, a lot of it, because his dad had a studio, so we had access to a studio whenever we wanted. We were more upstairs practicing our performances than being in the studio because you gotta get good at that. And then when we ended up doing the coast to coast competition, we won that shit with flying colors. We didn't continue to go down it because it was just like too expensive to keep fucking with it. But just to do that initial competition and beat 25 other artists was like, oh yeah, hell yeah. But it was because our performance was on point. Like, our song may have not been the best of the night, but our performance definitely was, because that it's just like just practicing anything. You're practicing a instrument. The only way you're gonna get better is if you just keep doing it. And just using, because there's a lot of showcases and stuff around. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, if you guys have been in the showcase scene.
We throw a lot of them.
You know, and to me, I would use those as an artist to practice. You know, like, those are the opportunities, because to me, a lot of the showcases is mostly artists in the building. The only way you're really going to grow is if you go up to each person and you're, how you doing? My name is such and such. You have a conversation. You get their Instagram. You get their phone number. You get their information. Now you've had somebody who will potentially, most likely, if you bring the right energy, come support you. You know what I mean? But you use those showcases as your practice to really set yourself up for when you do get that opportunity to open for whoever the fuck. You know what I mean? And that's the part a lot of artists don't do anymore. They just think, yo, I'm just going to go out and like, shit, bro, you're going to go out there and like stupid, maybe, if you don't know what the hell you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You go up on stage, you're all stiff and you're just bouncing a little bit. You're barely saying your words. You got the words in the background. Can't be how you go. If it's just your hobby, you know, that's cool. But if you're taking it seriously, nah, man. Practice makes perfect, man. But I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I would love to bring you guys to my podcast, Chill It's Just a Podcast, and really talk to you guys more about the music scene around here, because I feel like you guys have a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience around here, you know, and I would love to hear and pick more of your brains about it, you know. So
just as a quick thing, because you asked about the artists coming back.
Right.
It's important for us to understand that these artists were artists and not entrepreneurs.
Very true.
Entrepreneurs create markets.
Yep.
Entrepreneurs create opportunities.
Yep.
Artists create art.
Yep.
So we can't look at our artists as they were the ones supposed to come back and invest back into home, because that's not who they are. They're artists. We need to look at the corporations and why the corporations aren't investing into Virginia. And I think if we tilt the energy away from the worker to the boss,
yeah,
we might get a little further.
I think a big part of that has to do with the education, with the music education, is educating our artists and getting them to understand the business, not just the art, but the business.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, for me personally, I don't want to pay for something that's not working. You know, like, if I buy a product and it's not working, I'm sending it back.
100%.
So I'm not going to invest my money into somebody who's not going to work for themselves. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's a big struggle that VA faces with a lot of their very, very super talented artists is they don't want to put the groundwork and they're not educated enough. But that goes full circle to, we need that support system. We need that system. We need that education system, that all around. We need things like this right here. You know what I mean? We need more things like this right here, and we need more people to know about them. Like, I would love to see things like this to where we can't even walk in here. There's so many people because everybody wants to be a part of the process of learning and understanding the business. You know what I mean? Because that's where I feel like a lot of the struggles come in. Is just the uneducated artist. It's just let's create and create and create and shoot. If you want to come into the studio and spend all your money with me, cool. But me personally, I like to work on projects with a purpose. You know what I mean? So, man, so tell everybody where to find you guys, man.
Definitely. So you can find us on WHPH757. This is on Instagram. You can also find us at sugar, underscore SUGAR underscore HYE, and that is Sugar High as well. We as event curators, man, we just really want to put a platform on for you, and we want to see what Virginia wants. So please reach out to us. Let us know what you're looking for. Let us know the next thing that we can do to create excitement. And just let us know, because if we here to do this for VA, we do it for VA.
Big facts, man, and I appreciate y'all. Did you want to say something?
So you can find me at all those tags as well, but you can also find me on my personal page at TiffJ from VA on Instagram. And, get in contact with us. We honestly do any and everything. People say you shouldn't say that, but it's really true. Our passion is to just make sure that people are really embracing creatives in the state of Virginia, and we want to make sure that there is a solid industry that is built around supporting creatives, including corporations and all of the people that can come together to actually help to start paying artists. And and appreciating the work that they're putting in, down to our people painting, clothing. Like, we really want to see these stores start to embrace local clothing brands. Right, you want to be able to walk in Target and see Carte Blanche and Class of Ambition and all of these Urban Sophie and all of these amazing designers that are actually locally within your community. So that's just what we really like to do. I'd also like to plug So the Great. He can go ahead and tell you his Instagram, but he's also a music artist as well. And he's really the reason why we're here. Just our love for music and, just relentlessly wanting to see our own artwork, have a platform. So we were like, hey, let's just put everybody else's out,
Absolutely. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that you guys have stayed and wanted to do something for Virginia.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I appreciate that.
Thank
I do.
you. We appreciate you.
Did you want to plug your Instagram real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
MSO underscore THE underscore GREAT. Yes, I am great.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys for coming on and stopping by. And I hope I can have a further conversation with you guys at the Real Podcast. You know what I'm saying?
And thank you so much for having us
Absolutely.
and asking us to come on.
Absolutely. Always. Yes. Yes. All right, guys. Until the next one. All right, we are back with another interview, man. We've been going all day here at the TLC camp, man, with the link doing interviews, and it has been a blast. Earlier today, I had my homeboy over here for the first interview, but I was having issues, technical. I didn't want to let him go down like that. We had a really good conversation, and I learned that bro over here is actually pretty fucking fire. You know what I'm saying? So we going to talk some more, man. So introduce yourself again.
Hey, man, I'm Hadef Raja, man. Music producer, songwriter, consultant, video director. I wear many hats, man, with my outfits, man.
Bro, out here doing it. You feel me? So let's talk a little bit about the production. So we were talking earlier. Go ahead and plug yourself in, what you've done. Some of your credits.
My first placement was A$AP Ferg, Let It Go.
Yep.
I did Neil Long for him as well. I did Value for A$AP Ferg as well, which we did NBA 2K, Call of Duty, Stranger Things. We did NBA All-Star Weekend, Ray Shermer, IDK, just, the list can go on.
Big facts. And so what got you into that field of sync licensing and all of that?
Just when I did the single with Ferg, when I did Value, a lot of people was hitting me for clearances, and I was seeing the contracts, I was seeing the numbers, I was meeting the people, I was building up relationships, and I was like, yo, sync got some good money.
Facts.
So sync is definitely a great way to go.
Yeah, I mean, because I know for me, it's like I just don't, like being in front of the limelight and all that shit for me is just like, I personally also like the sync licensing field because you can leave a stamp on something forever.
Right.
So like how you had a placement on Call of Duty will be here forever. Like that game will be out forever, type shit. Where if you get a placement in a movie, that movie will be out forever. So you've left a stamp of your work, forever. And I think that's pretty dope. So tell me a little bit about your experience with working with ASAP Ferg. What was that like?
It was cool, man. Like me and Ferg got like big brother, little brother vibes. I've been knowing him since like.
Bring the mic just a little closer. It's just a lot of background. So I wanna make sure.
Yeah, I've been knowing Ferg since like 2010.
Right.
Like big brother, little brother vibes. Yeah. I've been on tour with him, been in the studio with him, shows, all types of environments, and our relationship is still good today. We still keep in touch, and he just somebody that got good energy, and he was the perfect person to like deliver on my sound for real.
And you said you guys first started talking through email, right?
Yeah, through email, yeah.
So like how like what was that like being able to build like a solid relationship with somebody, especially at that time you hadn't gotten no placements or anything yet, right?
Well, I had a placement with Gutter.
Okay.
From Young Money.
That was before that.
Yeah, that was like my first placement. It wasn't my first album placement, but that was my first placement ever.
Placement period.
Yeah.
Right. So being in the music field, like first things first, how long have you been making music?
Since 2010, so going on 15 years.
Right.
Yeah.
And what really got you like hooked into it?
The love of it, and then once I was in high school, basketball was not a dream anymore, and I went to school with Lex Luger, so like I was like, that's somebody I know that down the street, and I seen him do it, and it was unique at the time. So I just jumped in at the right time to learn it. Used to pick his brain. He'd tell me whenever he picked up the phone, and here we are.
Yeah. And what are some of the struggles that you've been facing as like a producer engineer? Like some struggles that you faced in the past that you were able to overcome?
Well, me, because I had a unique sound and I was always trying to stay true to me. I was always trying to maybe cater to the audience a little bit more, but I was just, I just pushed through and was like, just remain confident. Confidence is key when you're doing this music production shit, because you gotta have the confidence with people to like your shit, and you gotta know you dope.
Exactly, and if you're going into a situation and you looking shaky, they gonna be like shaky, like they gonna look at you like you shaky. So confidence is definitely key going into any situation, especially going into a studio room with professionals.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like some big high-end people. You can't be in there just twiddling your thumbs, not knowing what you're doing. You gotta be confident. Like, we're here to fucking work. This is what I'm doing. You need to do this. Like, you got to take control sometimes, especially producer, engineer. You got to take control, man. You know. So, tell me some experiences that you've had. Like, cause you said you've been on the road, right?
Yeah.
What was that like? Like going on the road and touring and all that.
It's a learning experience, man. Good food, seeing all the people, man. Just traveling. Just learning, especially from where I'm from in Suffolk, man, where you just see the same things. Going on tour just allows you to indulge in different cultures, become in different cities. I got kicked off I didn't get kicked off the bus. I had to throw some weed off the bus before. Right. Because I couldn't have it on the bus, you know what I'm saying? And then the fans was like in the city the next day giving out free weed, free merch, and free everything.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a great experience.
It feel like you were a superstar for a little bit?
Yeah, man. Just like whenever you're catered to on such a high upper echelon level, you know what I'm saying? It just always feels good. Yeah.
Yes, that's fine. They're not paying attention. Cause I've always wanted to know what it was like to go onto a tour experience, just see what it was like, How did it feel cause you said you're talking about some big name things here, like Call of Duty, NBA, 2K and shit. Like, how did it feel getting a placement on something like that? Like, what was that feeling like for you?
It really didn't hit me. The only one that really hit me was 2K, because I played it all the time.
Yeah.
But it was just exciting, man. It was like a milestone, because like you said, it's gonna be here forever. That's something the world play, even if you don't listen to the music.
Yeah.
You can hear it on the loading screen.
Yep.
You can hear it everywhere.
Yep. Because I know, just playing 2K in my experience, I've come across a lot of good music that I still listen to today that I discovered just from gaming. You know what I mean? So you definitely can discover and be discovered by just people gaming and hearing your shit in a game, and then you can get a lot of views and new audience just because it's a whole audience that is being presented to. You know what I mean? And I think that's really dope. You know, it's definitely really dope. Tell me a little bit about your process. Like, well, for one, like, what do you make your beats on?
I made my beats on Fruity Loops or Machine.
Yeah. See, Machine was hard for me to grasp, bro. Fruity Loops, I'm on it. You feel me?
Machine give me a different sound though. It just give you it elevate the sound. I love it. Native Instruments is crazy.
Yeah. Native Instruments is definitely like on some other level type shit. Just Machine was just hard for me to grasp, man. But I also was like, this was before I even started producing for real that I tried to fuck with it. And I was like, yo, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I'm sure if I sit down now and try to fuck with it, I could probably figure it out. But Fruity Loops has just been my shit, man. You know.
Fruity Loops is Old Faithful.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because you said you make your own music too, right?
Yeah.
What is that like? What type of music do you make?
I can't just put a tab on it, man. It's everything, man. I'm inspired by like Kanye and Pharrell.
Yeah.
And then just the people I produce for, they kind of got a broad sound. So I'm kind of ear trained to kind of produce like just that type of music, stadium music, arena music.
Yeah.
Not so much drill, but like I'm good at storytelling and keeping it urban and modern at the same time.
Yeah. So. What do you like doing the most?
Oh man, I just be put in between because some days I be like, yo, I want to rap and not make beats, and some days I make beats and not want to rap.
I can relate.
I can only tell when I try it. Like if I'm making beats and I ain't feeling, I'm like, oh, I need to rap.
Yeah.
Or if I go rap and be like, I need to go back to making beats. You know what I'm saying?
It's like going through cycles for me.
Yeah,
you know, like I go through cycles of what I feel like doing that week. Like, cause I mean, I know for me the last few months has just been strict beats. Like I've been making heavy beats, but like before that I was writing hella songs, and we had put out a song. It was just a lot of songwriting, but then now it's beats, and now it's just like cycles of shit that I feel like doing, because now I'm like in the mood to video edit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like excited to go edit all this film and all this shit. It's just, you know, it goes through cycles, you know. But I don't want to take too much of your time. You know, I know you said you had to go. What is a piece of advice you would want to give to up and coming producers and engineers that you wish that you would have got at the start of your career?
Just be yourself and have that confidence. You know, you can hear some no's, you can hear some yeses, but you gotta all take it all, chest up, chin out, and just know how to move. You know, you gotta just have that work ethic, you know what I'm saying? Don't wait on the money, you know what I'm saying? When you get the money and you don't got no work ethic, it's just gonna make you lazy.
Yeah.
So you gotta just already be working, get the money, use it as a tool to get ahead, and you can get further in this game. And always practice good business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, practice makes perfect. That was a big conversation we had on the last one.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect, man, and you gotta just keep honing your skills, man. Stay humble too, you know?
Yeah.
Having an ego is cool and all, but it could also hinder your growth if you're a dickhead. But yeah, man, I don't want to take too much of your time. I really would love to get you onto HL. It's just a podcast, my actual podcast here pretty soon, bro.
Yeah.
And really talk further into your career and all of that, bro. And congratulations.
Thank you.
On all of your success, bro. And I hope to continue to see you grow.
Thank you, man.
And I'm sure I will. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully I get to pick your brain more about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I appreciate your time coming on, bro. And I can't wait to talk to you again, man.
For sure, man. Just let me know.
Absolutely, bro. All right, guys. Until the next one. Peace. What is going on, everybody? We are here with the final interview of the night. It has been a long night. We've been here interviewing all day, but it has been a fun, enlightening, positive experience, and I've been blessed and highly favored to be a part of this. Who are we here with now?
Nicole Black.
Hello, Miss Nicole Black. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I am enjoying life, you know. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Who are you?
So I'm an R&B artist.
Okay.
I'm from Virginia.
Okay.
Very small town, Danville, Virginia, to be exact.
Heard of it. Okay.
I kind of ventured out here to go to school, and then just kind of decided to follow my musical journey.
Gotcha.
So I've been singing since I was a little girl, in church, choir, the whole nine. So just kind of following that path right now.
Right. And so what made you decide to come? You said school. What made you decide to stay?
What made me decide to stay? So here is more opportunity for music. Where I'm from, like I said, it's a very small town, so that opportunity for growth is not really there.
There, right, okay.
So there's a lot of people that want to do music, a lot of people that want to be creatives in my area, but in order to kind of get that opportunity, you got to venture out. So that's what led me to stay here.
Absolutely. And what's your experience been like here so far?
So far, I will say my experience has been very, very good. So I did move to Atlanta for a couple of years, but then I decided to come back to this area because I feel like I can do it anywhere, you know? I've gotten a lot of opportunities being able to perform for the Odyssey Festival, Juneteenth Festival at the Oceanfront.
Okay.
I opened up for Seven Streeter and Vito at Norfolk State.
Okay,
So I've had some pretty cool opportunities out here, so I'm grateful for that.
So tell me a little bit about your music. You said you make some R&B music. Is it, what kind of R&B music? Like, is it?
So I would say contemporary R&B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like more emotional music, or is it like some I love you stuff? Is it, just
depends,
some?
It depends on how I feel. Yeah, it depends on how
Fair
I feel.
enough.
So,
What emotions do you feel like bring out the best music for you?
oh man, that's a good question. So I would say just kind of tapping into what people can relate to. So a lot of people, I would say, usually tap into that, you know, sexy R&B or something that kind of gets you in your feelings. So between those two different emotions, I feel like you'll get the best reaction.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, because I feel like we were just talking about this earlier, but you know, everybody goes through the same things just at different points in their life. You know, so if you're able to tap in and be vulnerable to your audience with your music, you can really touch people and gravitate more people towards you. You know,
Yes,
with
definitely.
you know, because I feel like, you know, we all go through shit. You know, everybody goes through their own situations, their own things, and it's okay to express yourself to other people because a lot of other people can relate to what you're going through, and it can help them go through it as well, you know, and or get through it, or they can relate to a time where they went through and they could just understand, you know, and all that good type of stuff. So what made you really like get into the recording aspect of it? Like, because you said you were in choir and all of that when you were younger. Like, what really made you just decide, you know, I'm going to start actually record?
So I did a lot of talent shows, and the reaction that I got from the crowd and just winning the talent shows,
Gotcha.
it motivated me to want to get in the studio and actually record my own music.
Right. And so tell me about your first studio session. What was that like?
Oh my gosh. So my first studio session, it actually happened just kind of at random. So I was in my dorm room and was singing in my dorm room.
Right.
And there were like, I guess, a group of rappers that was walking past while I was singing. They knocked on the door and my roommates answered, and they were like, hey, who was that in here singing? And they all pointed at me. And so they said, hey, we need you on a track. Can you come to the studio? And that's what led me there. And when I recorded at that first session, it was a go from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really dope, especially to just be in a situation where you were just pretty much minding your own business, and then next thing you know, now you're in a studio recording a record, you know. So what is like your favorite song that you've done? Like, give me your top 5 at least.
So I will say of my own songs.
Yeah, of your own songs.
Okay, Take Your Time.
Okay.
Rock You, Show Me, Only Human.
Okay.
And then I would say there's one, actually it's a feature called Clarity.
Okay. And what made you select these songs? What about these songs affected you to where these are your, because you were pretty fast with them, so you already knew, like, yeah, I love these songs. Why are those your selections?
So 4 of those songs came from real emotion that I actually was feeling at the time. So that's kind of what led those songs to even become a thing.
Right.
And then one of them is like a party pop song, and it really gets the crowd going. So those are my favorites.
Fair, because you got, so it's like an upbeat type of, so you got to have a good mixture of all of it, you know what I'm saying? A good mixture of all of it. So what's your experience as an artist like in Virginia? You know, because I mean, there's a big narrative in Virginia that, you know, there's no support system, and you know, there's no opportunity and whatnot, because you've been able to, you started doing some music here, but then you said you went to Atlanta for a little bit, but you came back. You know, so what's that like? Like, what's your thoughts on the music scene here?
So for me, I feel like that there is a false narrative for the music scene here. I feel like I said, you can do it. If you could do it in Atlanta, LA, you could do it here too in Virginia.
I mean, yeah, of course.
A lot of people, because we're from Virginia, we feel like that if we venture out, then there's gonna be something else for us. But really and truly, it's about how hard you work. So for me, I feel like the music scene here, there's things for us to be able to do to grow.
Right.
We just have to take the steps to do it, and you know, focus on those opportunities just like, for example, what we're doing right now here at camp.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
if you're not here, then you're not taking that opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, me personally, I've enjoyed my entire time at this camp today. This has been a very enjoyable experience for me, and I think that we need a lot more of these, you know, things like this. But we also need a lot more artists to know about them, you know, because I feel like a lot of artists, they're not aware of things like this, you know, because they kind of, you know, I feel like a lot of artists are kind of in their own little bubbles, in their own little worlds, not really paying attention. But these types of things here are very important. You're bringing a lot of creatives together. People who, I mean, I've never seen you before today, but now I have, and I'm sure I will from now on, you know what I'm saying? And it's important to bring these opportunities and to be a part of these opportunities, you know, because I know I've run into a lot of people. I've been engineering for 10 years now, and I've run into a lot of artists who feel like, you know, their heads so far up their own ass that they don't know what's what, who's who, where's where, and they just think that they're the shit and nobody else is anything. And it's just, you just can't, you got to stop with that mindset, you know, and just kind of go into it with I'm willing to learn, I'm open to new things, and I'm open to networking and talking to people, and nobody's better than the other, and, you know, not putting yourself above, you know. How do you feel like, are you a very confident person?
I'll say I am. I'm very confident, because if you're not, then you'll get lost in the sauce. But I'm also humble at the same time.
Very true.
So
very true.
I like to, you know, venture out and show up to places so that way other creatives can see. You know, it takes you to have to move around to network, to build with other people,
right.
No matter how big the artist is or how small the artist may be.
Right.
If you're up and coming, those are the things that you have to do. So for me, yes, I've started to create and build a name for myself, but at the same time, I still want to go out and touch those people who are still trying to make it as well. So.
You got to. I mean, it's got to be a good mixture of everything, you know, like going out to the events and networking, and then content creation on your social medias, and branding, and putting your merch out, and putting out flyers, you know, doing the old-fashioned freaking flyers on the car hoods, you know, like just it's just putting yourself out, you know, in these different aspects. What's your main goal with your music? Like, where do you want to take it?
My main goal is just to touch people, to make people be able to relate and feel what it is that I'm feeling, because you never know, you know, who needs that.
Right.
Music is therapeutic for everybody, including myself. When I'm writing, when I'm in the studio, I have to feel it.
Yeah.
So my goal is to be able to touch as many people as possible and inspire people. So.
Right. Do you want to do a lot of touring and stuff like that? Or?
I do. Starting out, but eventually I'll fizzle out from that and kind of start building my own thing.
Right.
So that way it can give other artists opportunities to be able to grow.
Have you had any interest, do you do any like songwriting for other people, or have you had any interest doing that or producing for other people?
Songwriting, I would like to venture out and do that for other people eventually, but right now I only focus on my craft and what I have going on.
Got you. Fair enough. Because I know you said that you want to do, you know, touring and that type of stuff now, but then fizzle out later. Would that be something that you would fizzle out into, just songwriting and stuff for somebody else?
Absolutely, and starting my own label.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Like, you know, you build your own name, right? And then you're able to just kind of shadow somebody else and then watch them grow. You know, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, for me, I guess that'd be pretty cool, just to watch somebody else, you know, sprout into a flower, you know? So, do you have any projects you're working on right now?
Right now, I do have my my album that I'm looking to put out. It'll probably be something that I work on for about a year.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take my time on it. I'm not gonna rush to push it out.
Good.
But doing some promo and putting out a single here and there in between that time span to get everybody engaged.
Yeah. No, I
do have my next single coming out the week before Halloween.
Okay.
So that'll be something that everybody can be on the lookout for.
It's spooky.
Yep. And the promo video for that is in the making right now. We got one more scene to shoot, and then we're gonna drop that the first week of October. So we can gear everybody up for that single.
Yes, I'm excited to hear what you got. I always love hearing R&B singers because I sing as well. She sings over there.
Okay.
I always love working with R&B singers and just hearing R&B singers, just because I love being a part of the process of, you know, making the songs, you know, because I know with pretty much all the R&B singers that I work with, I am a part of their process, because it's a team effort when it comes to like singers. Sometimes having other singers around you who like understand music can just be super beneficial to you in the studio, like
Absolutely.
Especially when it comes to harmonizing and stacking and having different. Oh, man, it's having all those different experienced ears in the room to be able to create something very special is always a fun time.
That is very true. So I actually have another artist that kind of helps me with that too. His name is D Will. Shout out to D Will. But he really super talented. Vocals are amazing, and when we're in the studio together, he kind of helps with that process too. So
right.
We play off of each other.
Big facts, big facts. So I don't want to take up too much of your time tonight. What is a piece of advice that you would like to give to other artists that you wish you would have gotten at the start of your career?
Don't stop. Don't stop. There was a period where I did stop, because I just felt like, this is not gonna go anywhere, because so many people are doing it, but that's the wrong mindset to have.
It is.
Me personally, I feel like, now that I'm back in it, I've gotten so many opportunities. And just, it's been a blessing.
Yeah.
So my biggest advice to artists is do not stop. It doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter how you're, if you're not getting a big buzz right now, eventually it'll happen. You just have to be consistent with it. So.
Yeah. I love that piece of advice, actually. I would love to bring you on to my actual podcast, It's Just a Podcast, and have a further conversation. I'll get your information afterwards, but I definitely would like to talk to you further about that. You seem like a very cool person.
Thank you.
I appreciate you spending a few minutes to come over and talk to me as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Tell everybody where to find you.
So you can find me on Instagram at That's Nicole. So that's OHTHATS. That's Nicole.
Oh, that's Nicole. And do you have a planned release date for your next project or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
So maybe we can talk about
what about
that on
your
the next
single?
podcast.
What about your single? Do you have something for your single, like a release date for your single? You
Yes,
said
the
before
week before
Halloween. That's for the
Yes.
single. Got
Yes.
you.
So you
Okay.
have to follow me on Instagram to keep up with everything. And if you want to reach out just to talk, DM me.
And they can find you on all the platforms too, or
All platforms.
is it? Oh, it's Nicole as well up there, or?
Nicole Black.
See, you gotta let them know that
Nicole Black.
before, because I was about to go on the Spotify. Oh, it's Nicole.
No, it's Nicole Black. That's just my Instagram name. So.
Got you. All right. Well, I appreciate your time coming on. I can't wait to
you
speak
for
to you again,
having
man.
me.
All right, guys. That is gonna be it for the night for the All Your Energy Shorts. I'm beat. I'm tired. We've been doing this since I don't even know anymore. But it has been a great night. I appreciate the link for inviting us through. And until next time, peace.